And I think we're live. So, hi everybody. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Let me know if everything looks okay. Um, we're uh, we're off and running. So we're doing a very different setup this time, as you can probably see. I'm trying something a little different for this live stream. I feel it's appropriate since I've got a lot of stuff to show you guys and that sort of thing. Hey, Bill, good to see you, man. Hey, Russ, good to see ya. And Alan, good to see you. Um, Jordale, good to see you. Hey, Alexander. Hey, Jakini. Hey, Darren. Hey, Joe. Good. Glad it looks and sounds fine. Let's see. Oh, hey, Ruben's on here. Good to see you, Ruben. Um, hey, John. Good to see you. Okay, so yeah, so kind of a different live stream today. Like as you can see with the different setup, I've got a mic, I've got a camera, and we're kind of trying to do this in a more professional way, I suppose. Uh, the background is a work in progress, so sorry about that. But um, hey, Russ, good to see you, man. Let's see how much we could get out of him today. Hey, Jonathan, good to see you. Abaddon, good to see you. Not so great old one. Hi, not so great old one, Cuddles. Uh, all right. Well, man, awesome to see you guys here. Um, Real quick, I should probably share this on a couple places on Facebook. Um, and I wanted to get it out more places, but just kind of ran out of time. So um, bear with me here for just a second. Kind of a hectic morning. Okay. Just a couple more here, guys. Almost there. Well, let me post to that one. That's annoying. Okay, one more, guys, and we'll be ready. Okay. All right. I think we're good. Okay, so you have a Davy Jones figure. I do have a Davy Jones figure. You're correct, Jordale. I have a lot of stuff. This is only a small portion of it that would fit in the frame. Brian, good to see you, man. Sebastian, good to see you. Time to spill the bloody beans. Why, indeed it is, Bill. Though you already know most of it. So for those who don't know, William Letson here, otherwise known as Bill, was one of the gentlemen who helped us at Gen Con, and he was a huge help. And we are very indebted to him. And he also paints a mean mini. So, anyways, hey, Lucas, good to see you. Long time no talk, man. So Russ is asking, when did the company logo change? So we changed that during our tiny little Twisted Fables game found um, uh, campaign. So, and it'll be the new logo going forward or whatever. But yeah, so it's yeah, that's the new logo as you can see here. I mean, I personally, I won't lie, I really liked our old logo, but this one shows up a lot better in a lot more places. So that was one problem we had with the old logo was it just uh yeah, it was really difficult to use in a lot of situations. uh, stay on target. Brian, you know that that is impossible. Greetings from Denmark. Well, hello from Tacoma, Washington, US. Per damn guard. Good to have you here. Hey, Squall, good to see ya. How many fancy hats do you own? Well, not as many as you might think. I mean, so the main reason I'm wearing it right now is because I think people expect it. But um, maybe 3 or 4, somewhere around there. Hoping I can. Oh, Brian, I so want you to make it to Gen Con. That would be so awesome, man. Um, I don't see comments on Facebook for some reason. Okay, so Yash, so what's going on is I am streaming to Facebook and to YouTube. So I am getting we have this awesome program called StreamYard, and StreamYard aggregates all the comments from YouTube and from Facebook. So that's why you're seeing comments that you're not personally seeing, or why I'm responding to comments you're not seeing. Um, so, Craig, good to see you, man. Um, okay, let's see. Okay, comments work much better on YouTube than Facebook. Yeah, yeah, that's a very yeah, yeah. um Stay on target. I give it 15 minutes before he derails. I mean, I'm kind of already derailed, but anyways. Um Hey Byron, thanks for putting me on to Sound Booth. Jeff Hayes is a heck of a narrator. Have you read Dungeon Crawler Carl? I have not, but Jeff was so Jeff, okay, backing up a little bit. Bill, who I said helped at Gen Con, is Jeff's brother, and Jeff also helped at Gen Con. So I had both of them at our booth. And Jeff had these amazing Deep Madness. Oh, no, not, no, maybe, maybe, no. Anyways, it's the Deep Madness Shattered Seas book on tape that he had there, which I think is pretty awesome. And I wanted to show you guys that. But yeah, no, I haven't checked it out yet, but he was telling me all about it and how awesome it is. So I will have to check it out. But I'm glad you discovered Jeff, and I'm glad you've stuck around with them, Darren. That's awesome. It's all about hat quality for Byron, only the finest. Absolutely, Brian. You know it. Craig, you're probably right. It probably does smell by now. Anyways. Yeah, Russ, you're absolutely right. We do need to do a lot more live streams. You are correct, sir. Squall, yes, the new logo will be on the Deep Madness reprint box. Oh, spoiler alert, there's a Deep Madness reprint coming. I mean, I know a lot of you watching this probably knew that already, but yeah, there's a we're launching the Deep Madness reprint. We've been promising it to you guys for years and years and years, at least since we launched Dawn of Madness. So yeah, we're finally doing it. I've got a bunch of minis to show you guys today. I've got a couple boxes to show you guys today, and some info. So yeah, I'm looking forward to spilling all those beans. But yes, the new logo will be on the new box. Hey, Christopher, good to see you. I thought it was a real audio tape. Well, I mean, that's kind of the point, right? But it looks just like an audio tape, but it's it's a USB. So yeah, I was very tickled when I saw this thing. I won't lie. He doesn't have a whole lot of them, but if people are interested, we'll get you in touch with Jeff. So, I mean, he has a few, but he has quite a few. But um, okay, let's see. Um, Going through his entire catalog. Glad to hear it, Darren. That's awesome. Um, and I'm sorry you're in the UK and couldn't come visit us. I'm hoping that we get over to Essen at some point, and it's a little. I mean, I realize that's not a whole lot easier, but at least there's not a giant ocean between us then. Um, will there be any add-ons for Twisted Fables? That new Dimension Rift is a massive upgrade. Brian, you have no idea. I have. I love Dimension Rift. Dimension Rift is one of my favorite monsters of all time. It is not one of my favorites from this new box. I've got them here, and I'm going to show you guys. So they are spectacular. They are so awesome. Anyways, will there be any new add-ons for Twisted Fables? Yes, Tycho, there will be new add-ons for Twisted Fables. We're working on those now. Now, I don't know when it's going to come out because we've got some stuff to do before then. So we've got the Deep Madness reprint, as I mentioned before. We have getting Dawn of Madness finished up out to people, and we also have the Celestial campaign. So I'm guessing that our next Twisted Fables probably won't be. It probably won't be for a little while yet. But there are new characters in the works. There's new fables in the works. There's new game modes in the works. They're actively playtesting a lot of stuff for it. So it's just we have to get through everything else before we could get back to Twisted Fables. But it is happening. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, just a reprint. Will be there be news? Any maybe add-ons or something or correction? I'm still stuck on the first one. Oh, Jordan, I'm sorry to hear that. There is a lot that's going to. Well, okay. There's a lot and a little that's going to be in this Deep Madness reprint campaign. So there's going to be a new expansion. Well, hey, sure. Let's just get into it. Here is the box for the new expansion. This is the Madness Reborn expansion, and it is going to feature a bunch of redone epic monsters, 8 epic monsters, plus a bunch of little tinier miniatures. It's also going to feature 7 scenarios created by the community's own Phil Blake. So yeah, so we're really excited about that. It's going to have a lot of cool fan stuff in it. It's going to be really awesome. So that's going to be in the new campaign. We're also we're going to have an upgrade kit for existing owners of Deep Madness, and in that upgrade kit is going to be it's going to have redone rule books for all the rule books. It's going to have all new tiles, so all of the tiles in the core game, there's going to be new ones of those. They're going to be brightened, they're going to be color corrected, they're going to be updated. There's going to be every card in the game has some tweak on it, whether tiny or big. So it's going to have every card in it. And then what else was in it? Cards, tiles. Oh, all the punch boards, all new punch boards. So the upgrade kit's going to have all new rule books. Well, not all new rule books, revised rule books, updated rule books, probably with a new layout, that sort of thing. It's going to have all the cards revised tiles, and yeah, so there's going to be some definite improvements to a lot of the core game stuff, including, if you missed it, so in the reprint we had an intro scenario which came in the Profundum box, as well as some new easy mode rules, which we highly recommend people use. Please don't think of them as easy mode rules. Just think of them as normal rules. There is no shame in using those rules. So those are all going to be moved from the Profundum box over to the main rule book. And then, so it's going to have all that stuff in it. So anyways, yeah, so there's definitely going to be some new stuff, and it's going to be very cool. We're looking forward to it. So, okay, let me just run through some more comments here. And let me just mute my. Okay. Can everyone still hear me and everything? Um, is there going to be anything which is not in the reprint? So, Jonathan, actually, yeah. First, though, let me scroll back here a little bit and just get to other comments. But I'm going to get back to yours, Jonathan, because that's a good question. What's the new logo look like? Also, how soon for Dawn of Madness rulebook? Ooh, both good questions, Timothy. Okay, so let's see. Where's a big? Oh, well, yeah, there. That's the new logo. It's on my shirt. Yeah, it's on all these boxes too. So let's see here. Yeah, like down there in the corner is the new logo. The camera keeps losing focus here, but sorry, guys. Anyways, so yeah, that's the logo. And for the Dawn of Madness rulebook, we finished editing it actually yesterday. So now we're just refining the layout, getting the layout finished, and then we'll get it out to you guys to take a look at. So we are getting super close to having that rulebook out to you guys, and I'm very excited for you all to get a chance to see it. So, anyways, how many pages is the Dawn of Madness narrative book, taking into account an all-in pledge? So Yash, that is a great question. Malachi asks, "Where am I and how did I end up here?" It's a great question. I cannot explain it myself, but anyways, I have no idea what an all-in Dawn of Madness narrative is going to look like yet, to be perfectly honest. So so for Emily's story by itself is 100,000 words. Pages doesn't work quite as well as saying words, because some books have smaller fonts, some books have larger fonts. This book has a slightly smaller font, so we can cram as much onto the page as possible. And it's in columns too, and that sort of thing. So that kind of changes the layout. And I'll just show it to you guys. But anyways, so I'm all over the place already. Dang it. Oh guys, so I also have this new Dawn of Madness sample. It arrived in the mail yesterday, and I have not unboxed most of it. I did open it. I will admit it. I did open it. I cheated a little bit, but there's a lot of new stuff in here, including a new component you guys haven't seen. But anyways, so here's Emily's storybook. So if you look here, so you can see it's in columns, and yeah, so, and it's still very readable, by the way. I know there's been concerns about fonts being too small and that sort of thing. This is a very readable font, and so you shouldn't have any problems reading it. But so this one is 100,000 words, and that's one wanderer. So there's obviously 3 more wanderers in addition to that in the core box, and then there's also all of the wanderers that'll be coming in the second wave. So now I will say that we're trying to cut down our word count a little bit for some of the other wanderers, just to, well, also a lot of them play differently than Emily too. They play very differently than Emily. So like Linus is going to be a very different structure than Emily's, and Catherine's is a different structure, and so on and so forth. But I mean, you could easily be looking at 700,000 words. I mean, that might be pushing it, but 600,000 words, it'll be a lot of words. There's going to be there's a lot of content. I mean, yeah, there's a crazy amount of content. And I mean, don't quote me on that, but that yeah, there's going to be a lot, even if even if we halved the Wanderer stories, which we probably are not going to do that. But yeah, it's an insane amount of content. So for reference, an average story driven game is somewhere between 30 and 80,000 words, and Emily by herself has more than that. So, anyways, uh, hello, Byron from France. Well, hello, Jerome. It's great to see you. Thanks for stopping by and loving the Deep Madness reprint news. Glad to hear it, Alejandro. Stick one of those cassettes in the post with that big box videos. Let's talk afterwards, Russ. What did I miss? You haven't missed too much yet, Ben. We've only been going a few minutes, and if you're excited about something and I might not talk about it or whatever, just leave me a comment and I'll answer whatever questions you've got. I'm currently taking a break from working on it. Oh, Bill, I'm glad to hear you're taking a break. You need it, buddy. Before I forget, Celestial Resin product website has been down for many months. Any idea why that happened? Well, so honestly, Russ, we didn't have a lot of sales. And I kind of suspect that we just kind of forgot about it, to be perfectly honest. Like I don't personally get the email saying renew or re-up or whatever. But I know that each one does and Roger does. At least each one does. And so, yeah, I'm kind of guessing we just didn't renew it. Now, I honestly don't know for sure. I can't say for 100% certain, but yeah, we didn't have. There wasn't a lot of interest in it. We didn't want to put a whole lot more effort into making more resins, especially when we've got our lovely hips minis coming. Spoiler. Anyways, so yeah, so as of right now, I don't know that the store will come back. Now we will have another store, I would imagine, at some point, but I would imagine that would be more of a generic store rather than just the Celestial Resin minis. So yeah, I mean it's a bummer, but at the same time, it just it never did what we hoped it would do. Uh, which is kind of sad, and I'm sure it's a failing on our part, not marketing it enough and that sort of stuff. But um, yeah, it never quite did what we hoped it would. So uh, hope that helps. Um, Darren says, if you come to Essen, will be wearing your Bane mask you wore at the con. Boy, I hope not. I hope to never wear a mask ever again, Darren. uh I honestly had to do kind of a workaround to wear that mask, but but we'll see. uh how does the rules for the new larger models for Deep Madness relate to their existing smaller models? So Adam, they are refined. um Honestly, I can't say 100% certain yet because I haven't actually looked at said rules yet. The team has been working on them. I do know that there will be new cards. I don't know what and this is speaking of the Deep Madness or the Madness Reborn expansion. Um, I don't know what how different the rules will be yet. So, anyways, um, so Bill, has it been decided that this is the final box art, the desaturated one? Yeah. So this will be the final box art for Madness Reborn at this point, unless people really complain. There was another option which I have here too, and actually I kind of preferred it, but this one here, which I actually put on a T-shirt. So here's the T-shirt. So, and this is the box people also saw at Gen Con, but Roger really loves the desaturated box, so he wanted to go with that one. Now the art for the Madness Reborn expansion, or for this other box, is not going away. It's still going to get used. It's going to be the art on the new Monstrum box, which you guys don't need to buy, by the way, if you already have a Monstrum box. It's just It will be a revised box, but you don't need it. If you already have the original monstrum. So anyways, so Brian, oh, interesting. Thought the tiles were just fine before, but curious to see the new ones. Yeah, so a lot of people commented, Brian, that the old tiles were super dark. Now I personally agreed that I thought they weren't bad. Um, but sorry guys, one sec. I'm just gonna silence my cell phone. I'm realizing it's also chirping at me. There we go. Anyways, um, but yeah, a lot of people thought they were dark, and honestly, looking at them, like I went from the tiles that I had to the actual art, and there's so much more detail on them, like so much more detail. I was honestly shocked because it's just not there in the the final shipped version. So yeah, so you're going to see a lot more detail, and the tiles are going to have a lot more personality, honestly, than the original version, because there is so much detail that's missing on them. Um, and so um, also, each of the room tiles now has a name, so that's cool. And those names won't be on the tiles themselves, but they will be on the room cards. So, anyways, um, I'm glad, Barbara, that you have enjoyed Deep Madness. That's awesome, and I'm glad you're looking forward to the new expansion. Oh, and yo, back, Marina. Good to see you. Um, when will Okay, so Russ, good question here. Will we get the Sawgun promo card? You're just gonna have to wait and see there, Russ. But all signs are looking pretty promising on that one. um, how much is the update pack? What is the expansion contents? Any updates there? Okay, so Sebastian, for the Investigator Pledge update pack, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, 30 or 35. I could be off on that, but it's around there. Now, I know that price is kind of high for an upgrade pack, but we're basically selling these at cost. So the cost for that pack is basically what we're paying for the for all the materials. So yeah, so that's going to be the cost for the investigator, and for the all in, it's more, obviously. Um I want to say that one was around 60. I could be wrong though on that. So don't quote me on that price. But it's somewhere around there. And once again, those are basically just that's basically at cost for all of those revamped materials and that sort of thing. So um anyways, yeah, so that's um oh, Jonathan, you also had, so yeah, Jonathan had asked, is there going to be anything which is not in the reprint? Yes, the original box for one. So we are redoing the box for Deep Madness. We're redoing, actually, we're redoing several of the boxes. It's going to have new art. You guys don't have to buy it. What I mean by that is it's not necessary for you to buy it. You guys will have unique, collector's pieces boxes, and that sort of thing. So for the original Deep Madness game. So but the original Deep Madness box won't be in it. The Chongyuan art book won't be in it. The couple smaller things that we had in previous campaigns won't be in it. But most of them weren't in the reprint campaign either. Like we had some bags and that sort of thing. What else? Most of the main stuff's going to be in it. Most of the main content will be in the campaign. It'll in a lot of cases be revised content, but anything that's revised will be in that upgrade kit for you guys. And I will say too, It's not like there's a ton of major changes in that upgrade kit. As far as if you don't get the upgrade kit, your copy of Deep Madness will still function just fine. It'll function great. So we don't want our current backers to feel like they have to buy this, that this is a necessary. It's a quality of life upgrade, and it's a really nice thing to just kind of boost your copy and make it better. But at the same time, don't feel like, especially if you're like strapped on cash or whatever, like this is, you're going to be missing a ton of stuff. If you got the reprint campaign, you've already got a lot of the content that's in there. It's just kind of, refreshed. Now, if you were from the original Deep Madness campaign, there is going to be some stuff in here that you may have missed, like a couple new scenarios that were in Profundum, those easy rules I mentioned, which were in Profundum. One of those scenarios that was in Profundum was the starting scenario that we put in to make it a little easier for people to get into the game. Um, and yeah, so there's a lot of new stuff if you were from the original campaign, but you have the stuff by and large if it was in the reprint. It's just in a new package and um, nicer and that sort of thing to look at. So I just mentioned that. I mean, we we don't want you guys to feel like, oh look, another upgrade, we have to get this, whatever. That's not our mindset. It's there if you want it. Anyways, uh, um, when is the movie coming out? It's a great question, Alex. I too would love for there to be a movie. Having said that, be sure to check out Deep Madness Shattered Seas, the deep dive audio drama by Sound Booth Theater. It might be the closest we ever get to a Dimension Games movie. um, Pokemaster, will there be a German translation for the new expansion and revised cards? Yes, there will be. Um, I could pretty much say that with 100% certainty. There will be German translation. Um, okay, Russ, good question. I might have missed this because I stepped away for a second, but how is the mini production coming and the character books? So character books are going on right now. We have several new authors who are helping with them. And actually they've been doing a lot of it, and then I will go in and kind of edit their stuff and that sort of thing, because I've been focused more on like revising the rule book and that sort of thing recently. But so those books are being worked on right now, and I don't have an exact percentage as to how far along they are because I haven't been as involved with those recently. I will be, but I haven't been thus far because there's been a lot of other stuff going on, Gen Con and then the rule book and lots of other things. And just over 15 minutes and he's derailed. Absolutely, Russ. We knew it was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen right away. So that was not a safe thing for anyone to place bets on. Uh, um, mini production minis are done for the core game, so anything that's coming in wave one, the minis are done, and I can show you all of them here in this box. They're all right there. So yeah, the minis are completely finished. The rule book, we're finishing the layout on that, then we'll get that out to you guys. A lot of the components are pretty well finished. There's still some color correction going on the game board. In the sample, the new sample they sent me, I noticed the colors actually went a little bit darker. Like in certain areas, it's better because some of the pictures pop more, but some of the background stuff kind of disappears. So I think there's probably still some work to do on color correcting the game board, but yeah, so as far as the character books, Emily's completely finished. Catherine, we're refining some of the gameplay and finishing up a couple of the endings. But other than that, she's done. And then Claude, um, the new writers are working at him. We've got a complete um, um, outline and that sort of stuff for all that for everything going on with him. And I know the new writer's been working really hard on that. Linus, um, uh, that's being worked on um, right now as well. And there's a pretty good layout for him too. So progress is definitely being made. I'm sorry I don't have like exact numbers for you on it. Um, but progress is definitely being made and quickly. Um, so hopefully that helped answer your question, Russ. I think it did. But let me know if it didn't. Any chance you guys can make short videos explaining scenario setup or fact that helps explain the mechanics to the campaign scenarios? Okay, so is this I'm gonna guess that this is for Deep Madness. Yeah, I think we could probably do that, Nathaniel. That shouldn't be too hard to do. And we're also refining some of the text and that sort of thing for scenario setup to make it a little bit clearer for you too. Um, so yeah, definitely. I think we could probably do that. Remind me later on, and we'll see about getting that done for you guys. Um, so is Emily's stories fully finished? Yes, Emily's stories are fully finished, Brian. And as are Catherine's, except for a couple little except for a little bit on the endings. So we're still finishing up a little bit on Catherine's endings, but apart from that, hers are completely done too. It's not a game anymore. No, it's still very much a game. It is still very much a game, and it's a fun game, and I'm looking forward to having a video. So the reason they sent me this new sample is this is back to Dawn of Madness now. Sorry, guys, I'm jumping all over the place here. My apologies. But so are your questions, so that's the problem. Anyways, the so part of the reason they sent me this new sample is so that I can do a gameplay through video with the new rules for you guys. So and I'm going to try to keep it kind of short, so it's going to be cut up a little bit, and there will definitely be spoilers, but it'll give you a really good idea of how the game plays. But it's not just going through books or that sort of thing. It's I mean, that is a huge part of it. Don't get me wrong. The stories are an enormous part of the game. And whereas in Deep Madness, you could kind of skip them, it's harder to do that in Dawn of Madness. But there are some really cool mechanics going on in the course of the game that are that I hope a lot of people are really going to enjoy. Dom has all the words. Indeed, it does. Chris from hello from Germany. Hey, Chris, good to see you. Good to see you, Ruben. It's great to see you here, my friend. Squall, will we get a Dusk of Madness game in the near future? I wouldn't say the near future, Squall. We still have to finish up Dawn of Madness, the Deep Madness reprint, Celestial, and then Twisted Fables. But there will definitely be future Madness games. Absolutely. Sounds like Dawn of Madness is going to be epic. You have no idea. Hi, all from the UK. Hey, Adam, good to see you, man. Looking forward to all the Dawn of Madness chatter. Yep, we've had some already. So if you've missed something and you don't hear it, feel free to rewind. But we're definitely having more too. How will the new Deep Madness work with the Profundum box? Has it? Okay, so Siegfried, this is a great question. So, everything should still fit in Profundum. That shouldn't be a problem. You probably the Madness Reborn, you'll probably still have to keep that box because those minis won't fit in either the revised or the original Monstrum box. There's just not room. So, and I'll show them to you in just a minute. and you'll see why there's not room. uh, but anyways, so the Madness Reborn stuff won't fit in Profundum, or I'm sorry, in Monstrum. But everything else should still work. Um, so yeah, hopefully that answers that question. How long will the translation for Dom take? That's a great question, Sebastian. So um, I believe the we're not waiting. We're not waiting until everything's done to start translation stuff. Um, so I believe translation has already started. I will be talking with another couple of translators here very quickly to try to get them on board. Um, but yeah, it's uh, hopefully it's not going to be um, a real long time before the translation stuff will be out for Dawn of Madness. Um, when can we realistically expect Dawn of Madness Wave 1 at the absolute latest? Um, absolute latest would be Q2 next year. Now, having said that, that is not what we're shooting for. Um, we're shooting for much earlier than that. But the absolute latest would be Q2. Um, and honestly, at this point, I don't foresee that happening. I think it'll be earlier than that. But worst case scenario, that's when you'll get it. Those new celestial memes were blast to put that together, and I thank you, Bill, for doing it. Anyways, Marina asks, when will the Deep Madness third print Kickstarter begin? Um, probably October 11th. October 11th is the day that we're shooting for Marina. It could change a little bit. Like I just looked at the Kickstarter page we're working on, and that one looks like someone changed the date to the 10th. But in any case, it's going to be in that general window there. So definitely prefer the vibrant box art. Yeah, I do too, Russ. So I think if enough people if enough people express themselves during the campaign, I have a good feeling we can get it switched. But we'll see. Help the people still waiting for Twisted Fables deliveries. So Winder, send me an email because you shouldn't. Uh, mm, yeah, send me an email at here. Let me post it down here for you. Byron at dimensiongames.com. So Winder, that was specifically for you, because there shouldn't be too much of a delay in people getting their Twisted Fables deliveries. So send me an email and let's see what's going on with yours. And I'll forward it on to Cherry or whoever needs to see it to get it out. We're for Twisted Fables. We're currently for people who have been doing the Game Found late pledge. It's basically a store at this point until we run out of Twisted Fables stock. But we've been shipping those out every 2 to 3 weeks, I believe. So yeah, so if you haven't gotten it and it's been a month or two, yeah, there might be a problem. So send me a message. Both art is awesome. Cool. Glad you like them, Squall. I call my account. He says, yeah, Jordan, I'm just reading your comment here about your accountant saying it's okay. Now you just have to run it past your wife. The wife is the tough one, right? What's the projected cost of the new Monstrum box? You know what? Let me pull up we have a preview page. I was hoping to be able to share it with you guys, but I don't think they pulled or they got all the new stuff in place. So it's really rough at this point. Um, and I don't know that that pricing is finalized on here. I don't believe it is. So currently on the preview page, it's 45. That might go up by $5. It might, so 45 or 50 would be what I would say is would be the cost of Monstrum. Because I believe it was 45 in the last campaign. So it's just a question of can we still produce it for that price? But yeah, 45 or 50, somewhere around there. That should be around the price of Monstrum. Yeah, you bet, Brian. Boy, I'm so far behind because we're now talking about tiles. Okay. Okay. Okay, Bensi. I've seen the KOA video. You did a great job showing the project and the minis. Can we? Oh, I'm guessing that means I'm guessing that is referring to Dawn of Madness or Celestial, because I know both were featured in that. Anyways, specific date and a more specific date for Celestial, and maybe an estimated delivery year. Any drafting in it? Drafting. Oh, like card drafting? Is that what you mean? It is not a dice game. So there may be some card drafting. It is a card driven game. Last I heard, I don't know if there's any dice even in the game. So, but yeah, so Celestial. So Squall, I'll be all in for Deep Madness third reprint and Celestial. Thanks, Squall. We appreciate it, man. Will existing characters for Twist Fables get new cards? Yes, Ruben, they will. I can say that with I shouldn't say that with 100% certainty, but there's a very, very good chance that current Twisted Fables or current Fables will get additional cards. Anyways, reading the Deep Madness book made me want to buy the game, but alas. Oh man, well, first of all, I'm glad you enjoyed the book, Winder. That's great. And I hope you enjoy the game when you get it too. Okay, let's see here. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. So I think we're just gonna have to. I think I'm just gonna have to stop paying attention to comments and just start showing you guys stuff. Because if I just keep going through comments, I'm not going to get through everything. So I'll just really quickly run through all your guys' comments, answer them, and in a very brief, concise way, and then we'll move into showing you guys new stuff. Because like I said, I'm so far behind on these things here. So let's see. Any new side add-ons planned for DM? Maybe a couple, Adam, not too much. We don't want to break the bank for you guys. We really appreciate all your support in the past. And we I know this sounds the at this point, I don't know how many big add-ons we will have for Deep Madness, apart from Madness Reborn and the upgrade kit. But yeah, it sounds funny to say, oh, our best backers, we don't want you guys to have to spend that much. But anyways, we do have more stuff that we're planning for the future. I don't know how much of it is going to get into this reprint or not. Anyways. How about a free PDF of the updated rules and cards for previous backers? Well, Alasdair, I think that's actually probably a likely thing, because we have thus far put out PDFs of basically everything, and yeah, so yeah, I think that's probably likely that we would do that. Plastic doors are pretty freaking awesome. I agree. And oh, the plastic doors will be in the new campaign. I want to die over and over with new quality of life options. Well, Bill, you'll get your chance. Uh, was a must to get your recommendation for the upcoming Deep Madness campaign besides core game, if any? I would go for the Investigator Pledge. Absolutely. I would absolutely go with the Investigator Pledge. That's the core 3 games, which is Deep Madness, Uncounted Hoarders, and Endless Nightmares. And uh, it includes a lot of content in there. Now, if you were going to go a step above Investigator, I'm a big fan of Rise of Dagon expansion. Um, Faces of the Sphere is also very cool because it introduces a new kind of monster into the game called Visages, and Faces of the Sphere is also cross-playable with Dawn of Madness. So if you have any interest in Dawn of Madness, those minis show up in both games, or can be played in either game. And Oracle's Betrayal is good too. But yeah, so Investigator Pledge, definitely. And then go from there. That's kind of my recommendation on that. I partly bought Reichbusters because they had great plastic doors that fit pretty well with DM. How is Reichbusters, by the way? I'm curious about that one. I never backed it, but it looked cool. I think at that point I was kind of like, oh man, I've backed so many minis games. But anyways, so yeah, so Jordale just brought up seeing the French version of Deep Madness in store. So yeah, there actually are um a couple of other versions of Deep Madness now that are out. There's a Chinese version, there's a French version, and I think the other version is Polish, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but so we've what we've been doing is partnering with other companies who've been interested in localizing Deep Madness, and they've been putting out specific ones for those regions. So yeah, so that's a pretty cool thing that's been happening with Deep Madness there. um do you have all the components to create a new Let's Play tutorial video? So Russ, if we're talking about Deep Madness, um this is a problem with me being so far behind on comments. I don't know what's what. But anyways, so if we're talking Deep Madness, probably, but I don't have any of the revised components yet. We're still working on the revised components. But as far as I have all the original components, obviously, but I don't have the revised ones yet. As far as Dawn of Madness, yeah, probably. Yeah, I probably would have enough to do a Dawn of Madness learn to play video. Oh, uh, something else we're working on with that is there is an app called Dized, and I'm in talks with them to create a an interactive Dawn of Madness tutorial, and actually tutorials for all of our games potentially. So that's very cool. And Dized app used to be paid, like you had to pay to get into it. It's not anymore. Now anyone can use it. It's a very cool app. I backed them on Indiegogo their first campaign, and I backed them on Indiegogo I think their second campaign, and I backed them on Kickstarter. So it's definitely something I've been interested in and believe in. Um, but so it's a very cool app, and I'm hoping to get tutorials in for all of our games potentially in Dized. So that's something to look forward to potentially here. Um, okay, so just real quick here, guys. I'm trying to blaze through this because I've got a lot to show you all. Oh, Carlo, you're going to want to send me an email. So, Carlo, I just saw that you haven't received your translated novel. You should have received that months ago. So, send me an email. I just put my email once again in the comments. Yeah, you definitely should have received that by now, my friend. So, drop me a line, and let's get that figured out for you. Um, Steampunk madness. I won't lie, Chris. That sounds awesome. um, well, thanks, Benson. I just saw your comment here. I backed everything from Dimension so far except Deep Madness, and very happy with them. I'm also happy that you care about the community. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. And I really hope you enjoy Deep Madness. So, good evening from Austria. Kurt, good to see you, man. Um, how about Deep Madness, ISIS and Vanguard Futuristic Space Epic? I think that's an awesome idea, Brian. And I don't know if anything like that's in the work currently, but it's something we've definitely talked about. Um, Oh, Adam, this is a great question. With the big stories, is there any appetite to do audio app as an aid? I would love to do an audio app, Adam, and it's something I'm actively looking into doing. I'm looking into. I just mentioned Dized. They mentioned it as potentially an option, throwing it in their app. I've also been talking with Jeff over at Sound Booth Theater about it. So yeah, we're talking with several groups, and it's something I would very much like to have happen to help people play the game. Absolutely. Um, what's the opinion on all the price increases in board game material, shipping, and overall cost of Kickstarter games? We think about leaving crowdfunding like some other companies did. Honestly, Bence, at this point, we're probably not looking at leaving Kickstarter because our games are huge and it's very difficult to produce them at a cost that makes sense for the retail market. Um, having said that, you're absolutely right. Prices have increased across the board. Shipping is like, as I'm sure all you guys are Kickstarter backers. There's, yeah, it is an absolutely insane situation right now, both in pricing and in every other aspect too. Um, uh, but yeah, yeah, prices have increased. They absolutely have on everything, especially shipping. And but we still believe in this, and we still want to keep making this sorts of games. And yeah, we're gonna keep doing it for as long as we can. So hopefully that kind of answers your question. I'm not positive it did, but yeah. Anyways, as much as I love Twisted Fable, says Bill, I think that I will be staying away from playing Red Riding Hood and Sleeping Beauty for a long while. I can I bet you will be. Bill and Jeff demoed a lot of Sleeping Beauty and Red Riding Hood at Gen Con. uh, okay, so if I've already answered your question or earlier and I'm not answering, let me rephrase. If I already answered your particular question earlier in the live stream and I'm not mentioning it right now, the only reason is not because I'm avoiding you, is because I'm going to hit it again when I hit your specific game. So I'm trying to get through the comments here. So uh Jordan. Oh, it's great to see you, man. um, we are doing well. I hope you're doing well too. And it's good to hear from you. Um, just finished your book. Really nice work. Well, thank you. And I'm so sorry if I mispronounced this. Ungrosh. Um, oh man, I'm sure I just butchered that, and I'm so sorry. uh, I'm so glad you enjoyed Shattered Seas or whatever it's called in your particular language. um, anyways, will Celestial be a co-op game that is soloable? Yes, it will be. Um, we've got hours left to go. No rush. uh, okay. Uh, will will your novel Shattered Seas and the expansion The Fascia of the Spear be in the reprint? Yes. I will say though, Shattered Seas will be in limited quantities, so get it early, get it fast if you want it. Show all the squishy stuff. Yes, also still want a Bathophobia plushie, Bill. I absolutely do. Will Shattered Seas expansion make the cut for this reprint, or has it been pushed? It has been pushed, Russ. I'm sorry. We've just been so focused on I also still very much want the Shattered Seas expansion slash whatever it happens to end up being. But at this point, we've been so focused on Dawn of Madness. We want to get Dawn of Madness out to people. So we haven't put a lot of work into things like something that big, right? Because that might be its own game. Like that might so anyways, yeah. So Celestial Kickstarter when? I'll get to that in a little bit when we talk about Celestial stuff. Epic Monsters will be available, both versions. So there will be the Epics and Madness Reborn as well as the originals. Sebastian, I will get back to your question. You have a great question. No, I'll get back to it. I'll get back to it when we're talking about Dawn of Madness. But that is a good question. His question is a narrative or gameplay game first? Could a video game board game model of Deep Madness be made? Yeah, absolutely it could, Adam. I don't know if it will, but it could be. Foreteller partnership for audio recordings would be cool for sure. Sound Booth Theater guys were great for the book as well. Yeah. I don't have as much of a relationship with Foreteller. I talked to them a little bit a long time ago, but I haven't talked to them again since. So yeah, that could be another option too. Though my first obviously is Jeff, because we're friends and I love Jeff's work. But then secondary would be, well, secondary might be Dized because they say it would be very easy to do, and then the third might be Foreteller. So we'll see. And Jeff might help with the Dized stuff, which is another reason why Dized might be up there. But anyways, so okay, so Almex, thanks for doing the live stream. You bet. For Deep Madness, will there be an upgraded token pack offered again? I don't know. I don't know if the plastic tokens are going to be offered. Honestly, I completely forgot about them until your question. I haven't seen mention of them yet. So, and I'm assuming you're talking about the plastic tokens. So I don't know yet if those will be making a comeback or not. We'll have to wait and see on that one. As for upgraded tokens in general, if you're talking about redone cardboard tokens or punchboard tokens, yes, those will be offered in the upgrade kit along with all the room tiles and all that sort of stuff. We're color correcting and that sort of thing. The punch boards as well as the tiles. Sebastian, oh man, this is a great question, Sebastian. I'm just going to cover it real quick. Will Celestial will be a co-op solo game? I thought it was a tabletop skirmish game. Yes, it is. It's also co-op and it's also solo. Celestial will be all things to all people, as long as you're okay with lower player counts. It will have a solo mode. It will have a co-op mode. It will have a 1v1 mode, and then it'll have a full-blown skirmish mode. So we can talk about that a little bit more when we get into Celestial stuff. Shattered Seas gameplays? I mean, with that, oh, me too, Brian. Specifically, the main reason I want the Shattered Seas stuff to happen, I don't know if it will or not, but the main reason I want it to happen is I desperately want a Kraken Centipede miniature. I'll be honest, that's my main reason. But anyways, okay. The Celestial figure we have for the first Kickstarter we'll have used, it's still in mint since years now. Actually, there's several different lay units in Celestial. So here's one of them. Sorry, this is a yeah. So that's one of them. There's several of them. So yeah, you could totally use your Deep Madness mini in Celestial. But as Bill also says, yes, it's also a collector item. uh, because the model has gone through some changes, as you just noticed, probably. Are my plastic tokens still usable? Absolutely, Sebastian, no question. They will absolutely still be usable. Kraken Centipede for the win. Agreed, Bill. So Zimbo, I don't know if you've read Shattered Seas or not, but it's not just a Kraken. Like, yes, it is a Kraken, but it's a Kraken fused with like 30 or 40 people. So it has like all these arms and legs and stuff. It's one of my favorite monsters that I've ever made. So, anyways, uh, okay, I have reached the end of the comments. Okay, guys, so let's start breaking stuff down game by game. Real quick, shoot into comments which you want to hear about first. You want to hear about Celestial? Do you want to hear Deep, or do you want to hear about Dawn? I'll wait. I'll give it like a couple seconds here. And if anyone has a specifics, Deep Madness. All right, Deep's got it. Let's do Deep first. Okay, so I already showed you guys the boxes, but let me do it again just in case you missed the start of the live stream. So let's see. I'm trying to move everything around here. Okay, so Deep Madness. It's coming October 11-ish. So mark your calendars. It might be a little early, might be like the 10th, but it will be somewhere probably in that week. So I'm going to start getting a whole bunch of stuff out to you guys very shortly. New information about the campaign, that sort of stuff. I was hoping to have that preview link for you today. I don't know that I don't know that I can do it today because it doesn't look like they got all the new graphics up, and what's on there's kind of janky. It just says text in different places, or in some cases text is misspelled. So yeah, so it's so the campaign link is coming, and I'll get that out to people as soon as I can. But yeah, so that is coming very shortly. You guys already derailed me because you all threw in your comments here. So as we know, I have a squirrel tendency. So in order, says Alex. Some more facts live during the campaign and after might be great. So I'm not sure what that's referring to, Jordale. Is that referring to Deep Madness or Donna Madness, or probably Deep? We'll assume Deep. Anyways, sorry guys. So so this is going to be the box for the new Deep Madness expansion. This is Madness Reborn. There is also an alternate box. If you guys prefer the alternate box, scream really loudly to Roger and say, Roger, we like the alternate box. We think it's way cooler. Having said that, both art will be used. It's just one will be used for the revised Monstrum box, and one will be used for the Madness Reborn box. But so Madness Reborn, it's going to have a bunch of scenarios in it from our own Phil Blake. A lot of you guys probably know Phil. He's a huge member of the Deep Madness community. He is super awesome, and he also loves making Deep Madness scenarios. So we're going to be elevating some of his fan scenarios, making them official canon. They're going to be in the Madness Reborn box. We're also going to be featuring writing from like some of our other Deep Madness fans and friends, like Seth Limberg and another. Fabio Folletti was also part of this, as was Oscar Bach. It was Sam Parsons, I believe, was the other one. So, sorry. uh, sorry, Roger. I kind of threw you under the bus there, but as far as the box goes specifically. uh, but so lots of it's something I'm personally very excited about, because I mean, I consider these guys friends. I consider you guys friends. I don't just say my friend because it's what I say or whatever. I actually mean it. So for me, it's very cool to see their stuff becoming a part of Deep Madness in this way. Um, but I'm guessing you guys probably want to see some minis. So Madness Reborn is going to have 7 revamped epic monsters in it. So these are the same as the original campaign's epic monsters, just reborn. So let's start with one you guys have already seen probably, and that's going to be Dimension Rift here. Let's see if I can get to focus. There we go. Focus. No, not on me. Not on me. I had a plan for doing this that would do better, but oh well. It is what it is. Ah, come on. Focus. There. So this is the redone Dimension Rift. And let's see, where is my original Dimension? Oh, he's right there. One sec, guys. Oh no. Oh, that was a mistake. Oh well. Anyways. So here's the original Dimension Rift, and here's the new one. I'm gonna try to get my face out of the way so it focuses. Did it focus? Hey, it kind of did. So this is a little bit smaller than the one that I originally showed in the Deep Madness Facebook group, but this is one that will actually fit on the game tiles. So so that's Dimension Rift, and then I'll save some of the best ones for last, I think. I mean, they're all good, don't get me wrong. Ooh, I'm missing one. Who am I? Oh, I'm missing several. Let's see. All right. How about the mother son duo? So here is the revised Penitent and Forsaken. And any of these mini you guys want to look at again or whatever, just let me know. Or if any of them don't focus right. So let's do it one by one here. So here's Penitent. Oh, come on, focus. Focus, dang it. Focus on the mini. Ah, dang it. I should have done what I was thinking about doing. I just ran out of time. Well, dang it. Now it's not going to focus at all. Anyways, let's try a different mini and see if that does better. Oh, got the original Dimension Rift compared to? Well, yes, I do, Brian. I just showed it. I call him Huggers McGillicuddy. I love that so much, Bill. Yeah, that's a great idea, Russ. That's a great idea. This is like my first try at like a more advanced setup. So, and this one actually could cycle down. I don't have a separate view for it. But yes, that is correct. Next time I will try to do that so you guys can get a closer look at them. Nice upgrade. How do I insert my money? Well, you can do that on October 11th ish. Darren. Okay, let's see. Let's do. Here is Omega Ravenous revised, and this one lost some base actually, but got a lot taller. So, anyways, so that's Omega Ravenous. Here is Drifter King. If I can get him to focus, come on. You can do it. Focus on the Drifter King. Focus on the Drifter King. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Dang it. Come on, focus. Okay, there's my face. There's my... Oh, dang it. Yeah, exactly, Russ. He's not just about the bass, he's about the treble. Absolutely, you're right. Maybe? Oh, he focused! No, he lost focus. Okay, here's the revised Drifter King. I would show you the new Drifter King, or the original one, but he's kind of out of reach. So instead, we'll just look at this one, because I got him in focus. Yeah, so that's Drifter King. And then let's see, who else do we have? Oh, hey, let's do Spawn of the Sleeper. Sure. So I have 2 Spawn of the Sleepers. They're the same figure, but so he obviously got quite a bit bigger. And then I also have like a little airbrushed painted version of him, which is kind of cool. Anyways, so that's Spawn of the Sleeper. And oh, and he has his tentacles still, and those have been redone. So here's the new tentacles. And obviously there's a lot more of them than just 2, but I don't see the reason to show you guys a whole handful of tentacles. I mean, whatever. Now, let's get into probably my 2 favorites. So one of my favorites is Dimension Rift, or not Dimension Rift. I do love Dimension Rift, but this is Devourer of Worlds. Oh, focus, dang it. Focus. Sorry, guys. Come on, not me. Focus on that. Darn it. Maybe. Okay, let's drop him out of frame. And let's put him back. There we go. He focused. Yes. So here's the new Devourer of Worlds. A mini that I am a huge fan of. I mean, I love the original one too. He was a cute little ball of energy. But I really like this one. And then maybe my favorite. So Insidious was never one of my favorite minis, to be perfectly honest. I always really liked Insidious, but it wasn't like one of my favorites. But this revised version is just freaking epic, in my opinion. It's so stinking cool. No, no, don't see my face. Oh, dang it. Oh, well. Oh, well. Anyways, so, yeah. Oh, and then Insidious still has its egg. And obviously there are a lot more eggs than just the one, but... Oh, come on. Yeah, there we go. Yep, so that's... I think that's all of them. I think I showed you guys all the minis. Yep, I think so. So okay, so Sebastian says, "Is there a pack to just get the minis, or do you have to buy everything again?" Just buy the Madness Reborn expansion, Sebastian, because those are the minis. It's the Madness Reborn plus the new scenarios. Has these guys in it. So yeah, no, you definitely don't need to get everything again. Um, Paints are screaming for all the models to be painted. I agree, Russ. I agree. uh, show mini. Yeah. Do I have a blank piece of paper anywhere? Hmm. I mean, my initial thought was to have like a light box or whatever, but I just ran out of time and forgot. So, um, hmm. I'm not seeing a white piece of paper offhand. Um, No new bathophobia. Well, yeah, not yet, Russ. My fingers are still crossed. They were specifically focusing on the standalone epics. So rather than a lot of the stuff that's in like the core game and that sort of thing, um, they wanted to kind of really bring a lot more to those epic monsters. So each one's going to have like its own scenario now and that sort of thing. Um, so yeah, that was kind of the idea behind this box. Now, having said that, Bathophobia is my absolute favorite mini in all of Deep Madness, so I would love to see a new version of it. uh, and who knows, we'll see. But as for right now, these are the guys in Madness Reborn. So um, how does it feel to hold monsters in your hand that previously only existed in your head? It's awesome, Darren. I won't lie, it's awesome. um, Okay, so Kyriakos, this is a really good question. Will this be the default option or for the reprint, or will it ship with the old minis and this will be an add-on? So this will be an add-on, the Madness Reborn expansion. And these guys that I showed you, these are all epic monsters that previously were standalone monsters that came in their own like little mini boxes. Now, those originals will still be available, but we're also going to have this Madness Reborn box. So the guys in the core game and investigator pledge and all those will still be pretty much the same, um at least for right now. But for this campaign they will be the same. But uh yeah, so these guys are just extra coolness. um so yeah, and they're not required for the game, absolutely not, but they are really cool. So um Hi, Wissam. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, or Wissam. Let me know if I'm saying that right. Um, so will it be standalone scenarios or connected story? That's a great question, Brian. I'm pretty sure they're standalone. I'm. Uh, I'll double check that for you though. Um, yeah. So yeah. And then so I mentioned before the upgrade kit too. So and the upgrade kit will have the new rule books in it. It'll have the new um, the revised game tiles, the revised punch boards, the revised cards. Um, so those are the two main things that are going to be in this new campaign for previous backers. Now, for new backers, obviously there's all the original stuff, and it's definitely the best version of Deep Madness that we've released so far. So I would consider it's not Deep Madness 2 or even Deep Madness 2.0. You could maybe call it Deep Madness 1.5. It could also just be considered like Deep Madness 1.2. I guess it depends how much change would be included in there. But Yes, so Bill, you're correct. Madness Reborn will stay in its own box instead of in Monstrum, because these guys are big, and to fit these guys in the Monstrum box would be it would be I think it would be impossible. I mean, the box would have to dramatically increase in size. Um, sorry, I'm looking over here at my Monstrum box. um, but yeah, so dramatically increase in size, and I I'm not sure it would be possible. It would certainly be unwieldy. but Okay, so Paul, I would love to see many more painting DM videos on YouTube. Have you considered sending a freebie set of the new stuff to a known painter? I'd suggest Sarastro. He's fabulous. That's a really good question. I don't know if we have specifically, but yeah, that would be a great idea. Um, and actually, our own Bill is actually a really great painter too. I don't know that he does much. I don't know if he does many YouTube videos or that sort of thing, but yeah, we actually have a number of great painters, even just in our community too. So yeah, that's a great idea. Maybe we'll look into that. Um, I know you're busy with Dom and Celeste, but when can we start working on the next novel? Oh man, Russ, I'm ready. I want to do it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to being able to do stuff like that more. So we'll see. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Probably not in this campaign though. um, any chance to have the game translated for old backers into Spanish? So um Reconner, are you talking about Deep Madness? Because if so, Deep Madness actually has a translation kit into Spanish. So keep an eye out for that in the new Kickstarter, because that's something you could absolutely get. Um, okay, so Wissam, you're asking, I mean, Dawn of Madness, when will it be shipped? Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to go game by game because because I get distracted too easily. So right now I'm talking about Deep Madness. Then we'll talk about one of the others, and I'll put it up to a vote if it's Dawn of Madness or Celestial. So we'll get to your question, I promise you. Um, so Sebastian, the minis are awesome, but gameplay wise, we get the same cards, and only 8 missions or so are new. Uh, that is that is I think that's a safe bet, Sebastian. I don't know that they are doing completely new cards for the epics. I do know they're different cards, but I don't know that they're completely new cards. Um, I can't say for sure one way or another. So I would, at this point, lean towards saying yes, the cards are the same, rather than saying no, 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 they're new and all that stuff, because I'm not entirely certain on that. So I don't want to say something that is wrong. So yeah. So and you can certainly decide for yourself if that's worth it or not to get the scenarios and the new monsters. Uh there would be too much lid lift if they were put in there. So actually interesting. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Bill. There would be way too much lid lift. Um but that made me think too, they're redesigning the Monstrum box. I wonder if I have a picture of it. I don't know if I do or not. It's on the page, and I'd show you guys the page, but like I said, the page is still kind of janky. But yeah, so it's closer to the design they're using for the Dawn of Madness box, which should hopefully be a little more durable, easier to get into, much easier to get into. Um, uh, oh, Burton. Okay, good timing. You're definitely going to want to go back and watch the rest of the live stream, but we are talking about Deep Madness right now. So, um, sorry guys, I just got distracted going through going through some of the comments here. Okay, so um, we're relaunching a deep, or we're launching a new Deep Madness reprint campaign. It'll probably be on October 11th. Could be on the 10th. Could be somewhere in that week, but it'll be around October 11th, and it will have the new Madness Reborn expansion in it, which has a bunch of cool minis, a bunch of new cool minis, as well as some new scenarios, which were created by Deep Madness superfan Will. Oh, shit. I'm spacing right now. Which were made by Phil Blake, one of our awesome backers and fans, and he's just an overall great guy. And let's see what else. Oh, and there will be an upgrade kit for existing backers who want the revised components from the core game in the for the new in their original set. Okay. Anyways. Okay. Oh, this is a good question, Kyriakos. So, will this go to print after campaign, or is still needs more development? Fabio, welcome, Fabio. Good to see you, man. Yeah, so Fabio here is one of the creators of these new scenarios too. So, yeah, so that's awesome. Good to see you. Okay, so Kyriakos, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I'm sure I probably am. Will this go to print after campaign, or is it still needs more development? So for the we're still tweaking some of the stuff. We're still working on it. We need to do some editing and stuff on the new scenarios, layout work, and that sort of thing. Having said that, a lot of it is already done. So what we're going to have to do is create molds for the new monsters. So that'll take a little bit of time, and we'll need to, like I said, do the revisions and layout stuff, do edits, that sort of thing. So it will take a little bit of time, but it won't take like a massive amount of time. A lot of it is already done. Our current projections are somewhere around probably August next year at the latest for people receiving stuff. So just, just kind of depending. And that's current projection. That could change. Nothing set in stone yet, but yeah. So as of right now, a lot of stuff is done. Some stuff still needs to be finished up. But it will be going to print not long after the campaign completes. So hopefully that answered your question there. Okay, so any other Deep Madness stuff we need to go over? I think we've about covered it. Yeah, I feel like we've about covered it. So before we move into Dawn of Madness, because I have a feeling that's going to take some time. So why don't we do Celestial first? Because I've got lots of stuff to show with Dawn of Madness, and I want to be sure to give it the time it deserves. And I know we've also been going for a while already here, so well, happy birthday in next August, Jonathan, and in the August that just passed. Okay, so let's go over some Celestial stuff. So this is the box for one of the boxes for Celestial. This is episode 1, The Hidden Void. And so this is going to be one of the boxes that will be in the Celestial Kickstarter when it launches. And you're welcome. We could go at least another 90 minutes. Absolutely, Russ. One sec. With that in mind. Okay. Anyways. How about a new Bathophobia model stretch goal? I would love it, Marina. I can't make any promises at this point. I personally would love it. Because like I said, Bathophobia is absolutely my favorite. And as Bill mentioned too, I also would adore a Bathophobia squishy. or stuffed animal. I just think that would be the best thing in the world. Um, not too quick. Uh, okay, this is a great question, Todd. No, Celestial will not support higher player counts, at least initially. Um, it's really based around. Um, well, okay, let me go over a little bit about what Celestial is. So Celestial has a lot of skirmish elements in it. Um, it's um, it's for 1 to 3 players, um, and there's several different modes that you can play through. There's kind of the story mode where that's can be played solo or co-op. There's also an epic mode. In epic mode, it's similar to story mode in that you're still working through the different campaigns, each with or a lot of them with even like their own maps and stuff, um, and different units and that sort of thing. Uh, but in the epic mode, you have more control over it. So in epic mode, you have a couple different things you can do. You can mess with more of your forces. So in story mode, it's going to tell you exactly what forces to use, when to use them, and you're just going to use those throughout the game. Um, in epic mode, you have a little more changes as to who you take in, who you don't. Also in epic, it presents the possibility of one versus many. So in the epic mode, someone can play as the bad guys. Bad guys. That's the thing about Celestial is everyone thinks they're the good guys. uh, but a bath plushie for the win. I agree completely. Um, but so Jordale, it's going to be grid based. That's a great question too. And actually, I've got one of the boards here I can show you guys. Well, a rough version of one of the boards. So this, and by board I mean neoprene mat. This is one that I took to Gen Con with me. This is actually probably one of the smaller ones. Sorry, I hope you guys can see it okay. I can't see anything, so I can't tell if it's in focus. I'm hoping it is. Anyways, I don't know if you can tell or not, but there's little grids on it. Anyways, so this is one of the Celestial's mats, and it will have several. Um, so, but yeah, so there are grid lines on there. But in back to the epic mode. So in the epic mode, it has you can do one person playing the adversaries and then 1 or 2 people playing the good guys. And then there's also the grid is more Bill knows, he's seen it. But so the grid is more noticeable in person. It absolutely is. Once again, sorry guys, I couldn't tell if it was in focus or not because I couldn't see my camera. But anyways, the third one is out and out skirmish. So that can be just like head to head, 1-on-1. It could be 2 people versus 1, so on and so forth. So those are the 3 different modes. And we're recommending the game for 1 to 3 players. It could be possible to maybe do a 4th player in the skirmish mode, but I don't think anything like that's currently in development. I could be wrong though. But at least the last time I heard, it's been a while since I've done editing and that sort of stuff on Celestial components. But the last I heard, it's diceless. So there's no dice. It's entirely card driven. I don't want to spoil anything, so we'll save. Oh, I don't know, Russ. I mean, okay. Go ahead and post them here, and then if it's a spoiler, I won't answer it, and you can ask me later. Uh, that's probably a good way to go about it. So yeah, if there's something I might consider a spoiler, I just won't answer it. But yeah, feel free to go ahead and ask them. Um, okay, so let's, you know what, before we do more, why don't I see about getting a sheet of paper and see if that will work better for minis. Um, one sec here, guys. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a piece of paper if I can, without hopefully bumping stuff. BRB, almost there. Okay. Okay. That's a good question, Paul. Yeah, we absolutely played Death May Die. I mean, at least I do. So for reference, this is my house. So this is not like a Dimension Games office or that sort of thing. So yeah, I definitely play Death May Die. And I know a lot of the people in chat do as well. But yeah, Russ is also right. I haven't had time to play games in like 2 years. I mean, that's not inaccurate. Every once in a while, though, I get to sneak one in. So, uh, um, okay. Oh yes, the secret celestial link. Yes, there is definitely a secret celestial link between Deep Madness and Celestial. They do take place in the same universe. Having said that, the as we showed in Shattered Seas, it's also multiverse. So take that as you will. But um okay. So Q yeah, Daniel, I don't get me wrong. I haven't gotten anywhere close to the end of Death May Die. Nowhere even close, but I have played it and I enjoyed it. Because as Russ pointed out, I haven't had time to play board games in the last 2 years. Anyways, so let's look at some Celestial minis. And let's see if this works. Let's give this a shot. So we've got a piece of paper. Okay, so here's Queen of the Void. So I know a lot of you guys have seen Queen of the Void before, probably. The difference here is that this is what people are going to be getting in the actual Celestial game. These are final minis. These are hips minis, meaning they have to be assembled, as opposed to Deep or Dawn where they come pre-assembled. I don't know if it would be worth much, Jordale. I'm just going to be perfectly honest. I don't think my signature is worth a whole lot. So let's take a look at, oh, here's a new one. You guys haven't seen this one before. This is the Sarah Brood. Let's see if I can get better lighting. Yeah, nope. So the Sarah Brood is kind of like a walking, living factory. And it's really super cool. And it makes all sorts of little babies. It makes the oh, did I say that's the Sarah Brood? That's the Sarah plant. This is the Sarah plant. These are the Sarah Brood. So one Sarah Brood and two Sarah Brood. They're cute little bugs. But they're also, I wonder if I can get to focus up closer. So they're also like, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but they're not just bugs. They're like weird mechanical, like they've got all oops, my face is showing. They've got all sorts of interesting mechanical stuff on them. Um, Here's one of the bees. The bees are my favorite of the Cerebroods. But like their faces are like not faces. And they've got all these interesting mechanical parts on them. Oh, here's the other two. I'll just get them both out of the way. Or try to. I'll try to get both of them out of the way. There we go. Maybe. There we go. Kind of. So these are the last two of the Cerebroods. Okay, so let's see here. That's the size bathophobia should be. Amen, Russ. I agree. I guess it kind of does have some bathophobia vibes, doesn't it? Seth, you're here. Well, good to see you, man. Seth Limber just joined us, and he is also one of the writers on the new Madness Reborn box. So just FYI to people. And he's an all-around great guy. So okay, let's see if there's let's just keep going. Here is May. And once again, these are all final minis. These are exactly what people will get when they back Celestial. Here's Twilight. And which people I'm sure have seen her before, but yeah. Let's see. Here's Savachi. Come on, focus. This does seem to overall be working a lot better. It's just not liking Savachi. Come on. Focus on the Savachi. Yeah, next time I'll definitely try your well, dang. Come on. There we go. Okay, so here's Savachi. Savachi has one big eye and this interesting little dangly ring thing here. The dangly ring is actually, oops, oh no, is actually part of its abilities. It can funnel sound through there and just like devastate people. Yeah, so that's Savachi. Let's see here. This is Wikian. So, and the story behind Celestial is essentially Chinese mythology in a very different way. So, a lot of the characters that you're seeing here are actually members of Chinese mythology, just with our own very different, unique spin on it. All right. No, let's save him for the end. He's always a good one. Oh, here, let's do Neva. I mean, a lot of you have seen her before, but sure, why not? Yeah, you're absolutely right, Daniel. I do need a second camera and a second scene. I just don't have it set up for us now, so I can't do it now. But this is like the first of me trying to do this in a more professional sort of way. Previously, it's always just been my webcam and yeah, built-in mic and stuff. So this first time I had like an actual mic and an actual camera set up and stuff like that. So anyways, so here's Neva. She's still probably my favorite. And a lot of you have probably seen her before, but Sorry, I'm trying to show it to you guys while also. Yeah, there we go. So that's Neva. And then let's see here. Yeah, right. Exact, Russ. We've spent all this money, or I've spent all this money, so now it's have to put it to use. Okay, so let's see. This one's pretty cool. So someone had mentioned lay earlier. There's actually a couple different lays in the game. So there is flying lay. And I don't know if these are finalized bases, FYI, guys. I believe they might have special bases that I just didn't get. But just so you guys know. And then there's another lay on his portal. And of course, lay comes off his portal. That he uses this void portal to teleport around the map, as well as to suck his enemies into an endless unknown void. So that's his portal. Let's see. Who haven't I showed off yet? And there's a couple tiny ones. These ones aren't much to look at. These are just kind of like supplementary units or whatever that go with different units. Like this is one Queen of the Void's void arms, and she creates voids all around the map and stuff. So let's do them. And then of course you've got Gagong, who is the hero of Celestial, kind of, sort of. He definitely thinks he's the hero. And he's the guy you're playing as. So yeah. There's a couple more which I haven't put them all together yet. But I think that's it that I've got right here. And so there's a lot of other guys. These are all from the first box. There's going to be a second box in Celestial, and obviously some other stuff too. So might even be a third box in the campaign. So there's a lot of stuff and a lot still to come on that. But those are some of them. And here's what the oh no. I guess it doesn't matter too much if this is in focus, but here's what some of the hips minis look like. This is Gagong, obviously. This is also Gagong, but also Wiccan, who I showed you before. All right. Okay, so let me catch up on some comments here. Minis look nice. Glad you like them, Philip. Yep. So, yep, there's Gagong. So the game will be like one big boss and minions, or more multiple heroes. The minis look really great. Well, thanks, Jordiel. I appreciate that. And it is not one big boss and minions. So each faction has like their own heroes, or like their own okay. So for example, Gagong is the main character that you're going to be playing as through a lot of the first game. Now he's going to have his units, obviously. Like he has the Sarah plant is his, the Sarah brood are his, Wiccan is his. Um, Savachi is his. So actually, a lot of the minis I showed you guys are from Gagong's faction. Um, then he is fighting against Queen of the Void. She's she's from the Void of Kunlun, and she's joined by May and by the Lays and by there's a terrible chip joke in there, but I'm not going to make it. Uh, um, and the portals and that sort of stuff. And there's an enormous model that it's an optional buy. You don't have to have it, but it's this huge portal, and it is so stinking cool. And it's that is actually a playable part as well, which kind of forms the void area. That super cool. So so I suppose in a way they do have kind of like their main boss unit, but then there's also all the like there's still heroes, there's still stuff, people doing really crazy things. So I just real yeah, you know what, I'm just gonna reach back here. Sorry guys, all right, reaching, trying not to mess anything up. So here is one of the guys from the second box. This is just 3D printed. I just printed this myself. But just so you guys get an idea of what's going to be coming up in the second box, here's Galmong. Once again, not finalized. This is just me 3D printing something. But this is Galmong from the second box. Yeah, so okay, so let's I don't know if I actually answered your question or not. If I didn't, feel free to rephrase. Will there be any crossovers between Celestial and the other games? I don't know about that at this particular point, because they are so far removed from each other that while they are kind of in the same universe, well, and the other problem is too, the minis are different. So the minis in Dawn and Deep obviously are the injection molded, and you get them in a single piece, whereas these are hips, and so they're very different beasts in a lot of ways. So I don't know if at this point there's going to be any sort of crossover content between, like, say, Deep or Dawn and Celestial. I can't say it would. I can't say for certain that it would never happen, though. I'm just not aware of any currently. So, and I'm glad you like the minis, Jardale. But yeah, I hope I kind of answered your question. I'm not positive I did. So, okay, so there's been talk in the industry that heavy mini crowdfunding games will become less and less prevalent as shipping costs could keep going up. Do you think that's true? I think there are so many unknowns at this point that we have no idea. So, like, it could be that the shipping costs will go back down. It could be we've reached the top of the bubble and now it's going to deflate. It also could be that it's just going to keep going up. If it keeps going up, it's going to reach the point where it's basically impossible for us to ship stuff. And not just us, obviously, but the whole industry. And obviously, this isn't a board game unique problem. It's a problem with everything. If the shipping costs get so high that we can't sell stuff, then it is what it is, I suppose. But as far as other costs, I mean, the hope is that at some point things will start going back down again, right? So, I mean, at some point, hopefully, things start settling down and we start getting more into an equilibrium. We finally catch up from all the COVID stuff, that sort of thing. I'm an optimist. So I like to think that things like these games will continue to exist and continue to get out there. Um, I hope that we can continue to put stuff like these games out and that we can keep doing this for many, many years to come. Um, Having said that, if costs do continue to rise and I mean, at certain point, people are going to have to, say that this is too much. And even if the games are there, maybe they don't get funded or that sort of thing. Um, I realize that's kind of, you know, a dark thought, but we all have a breaking point. So I guess in answer to your question, um, I hope they do. And I hope that people are continue to be interested in them and that the prices were that everyone is able to keep prices low enough to where people are still interested in the games. So um hopefully that answered your question a little bit there, Zimbo. um Celestia has all the boxes and all the minis. Indeed we do, Bill. um Okay, so Jakini. So, incredibly cool minis. I believe you said that Celestial is somehow connected to your other games. Would you mind talking a bit about that, or is that spoiler territory? Yeah, it's kind of spoiler territory. Um, I will say this, and I think this was actually what Russ was trying to get to. Um, so speaking of Russ, I just saw your comment there about expensive optional giant model. Yeah, absolutely. I did hear they were trying to downsize it a little bit because it was like ludicrously big. I was trying to print one to take to Gen Con and they said no. So, anyways, um, so it might apparently shrink a little bit, but um, that microphone just got up close and personal with Byron's ear. Whoops, sorry. Anyways, I think I did. So it does kind of get into spoiler territory. Um, but the how to put this, there is a connection in the Deep Madness art book. The relic in the Deep Madness art book, which also features prominently in Dawn of Madness, um, is very closely tied in with Celestial, and I'll leave it at that. um, I gotta sell more games before Celestial. Sorry, guys. I'm just kind of going through comments here real fast, just kind of trying to catch up. Um, will there be a way to play the minis from other games in Celestial? Maybe it's a high goal idea for the campaign. That's an interesting idea, Jordale. I think for the reasons I mentioned previously, it might be difficult to do, just because they are so different. And I suppose the newer Deep Madness minis and some of the Dawn of Madness minis would still fit, like Insidious. I mean, I could see Insidious maybe going up against Queen of the Void or whatever. But I mean, the problem is like even the biggest Deep Madness guys are kind of dwarfed by the Celestial guys. Uh not to, take away from them at all or anything, but um yeah, so I don't know. I can't. Nothing's impossible. Nothing's impossible. I'm just not. I'm not sure about the logistics. Anyways, okay. So I may be a little slow. So progressive phases in the Celestial game. Um, I'm not sure what you mean by that, Philip. Yeah, one can sure hope on the shipping cost. Yeah. Um, um, let's see here. So okay, so progressive phases in the Celestial game. Um, I'm not entirely certain what you mean on that. Um, so I think I'm going to leave that one alone for right now, rather than guessing. But feel free to elaborate a little bit more, and I'll get back to it. Um, hate to say it, but we are kind of already nearing that point in time. I'm going to guess that's about breaking points as far as shipping costs. Yep, you're absolutely right, Russ. It's super. uh, is there a rough price point for the Celestial campaign? Maybe I missed that if you've already covered it. I don't want to go into too much about potential pricing because anything I say could be wildly off. But I will say that it will have a reasonably low um, entry point. I would imagine probably this is totally just off the top of my head. This is just me just throwing numbers out there. There's no basis in fact in this number. But I would imagine that starting will be around 100. And I would imagine that the price from there could go up pretty significantly depending how much you get into it, right? So um but yeah, so I would imagine it could go up quite a bit from there. But yeah, I would imagine starting price of around 100 for this guy. Once again, not sure, but yeah. Uh yes, please, to Dimension Games generating content. Well, I love Deep Madness, got me into them. Well, thanks, Philip. I really appreciate that, man. And we hope to keep doing it for a long time to come. Is Celestial Kickstarter right now? No, it is not, Daniel. Celestial is still a little ways down the road. I would imagine at this point for Celestial to be Q1 or Q2 next year. We want to get Dawn of Madness pretty significantly down the road towards getting in backers' hands before we launch Celestial. And we also want to avoid, I personally desperately want to avoid December and November and those months with, um, yeah, as far as crowdfunding goes. So um, I personally learned my lesson from the Dawn of Madness campaign about those months and crowdfunding. So they were not the best. So no, Celestial is still a little ways out. So there's time to save. um, but yeah, so um, no, don't downsize anything. Yeah, but Zimbo, this thing is freaking huge. Like it's yeah, so when like they're accepting this guy as par for the course. So if this guy's par for the course and they say something's too big, it's probably too big. Uh, okay. Yes, Russ, you do. You do know what that is. Uh, Jeff and I made a Twist of Fables into a three-dimensional fighter instead of the normal side by side. Yes, you did. So I'm sure I could make Celestial work with other games. That's true, Phil. You probably could. Yeah, they had this incredible setup. They sent me a picture of it where they had this giant battle royale going for Twisted Fables. It's really crazy. Uh, uh, appreciate your time. Can't wait for everything to show up. I'll start selling organs just to be safe. Well, thanks, Beardy. I appreciate you being willing to sell organs for us. Uh, um, it could be like Stormlight Archive or something. Yeah, Seth. Yeah. That's not a bad reference. That's not a bad reference. Okay, Philip. So expanding on your previous question, as you play, the game ramps up how difficult it is. So starting phase is easy, then like a harder critter comes out, and some rules or board changes to make the game a bit harder. So like a start phase with the first spawn, then second phase with additional mechanisms and mobs that are harder, maybe new abilities for player. That is what I'm thinking in terms of phases. Okay, no mini is too big. uh, okay, so in answer to your question, it's been a while since I looked through all the Celestial rules. I'll be honest. So Please take everything I'm about to say with a grain of salt because I could be radically wrong. Um, so Celestial, though, if you're playing through the story mode, because the other modes, a lot of bets kind of go out the window, right? So, but in the story mode, each scenario is going to be a part of that narrative, driving the narrative forward. And so you're going to have obviously various goals in that scenario, probably different things happening in that scenario um, as you're progressing through it. And then the difficulty ramping up through the various scenarios until you get to the really big bad stuff. Well, once again, bad because they all think they're the good guys. But uh, so the in a specific scenario, I'm sure there will be some ramping up, but I also think that there's going to be um, I think it's probably going to be actively trying to kill you from the start. uh, anyways, but so hopefully that answers it a little bit more. As the game progresses, yes, it's going to be getting harder until you reach that giant, big, bad final conflict fight type thing. Um, I like so think of it almost more of as like maybe a Lord of the Rings where you're working your way through the scenarios and then at the end you've got the giant war or whatever along those lines kind of and throughout it, yes, you're going to be getting new abilities. You're going to be upgrading your characters, all of your characters, actually, not just like your main protagonist character like Gagong, but you're also going to be upgrading your different faction members, and they're going to be advancing in abilities, and all of them, from the smallest little guys like the Sarah Brood up to Gagong, have a number of different levels and different abilities and different upgrade opportunities that you can take to get them into that space. So, yeah, um, hopefully that helps answer your question. Um, if it didn't, feel free to uh, let me know. um, Death May Die Cthulhu is an example. Indeed, Philip. Yeah, they pretty well went all out with that guy. Are you going to write a book for Dawn of Madness like Shattered Seas for DM? So, Legion, I've already wrote 2 full books for Dawn of Madness. Each Wanderer has their own book. So, no, probably not, because it's not necessary. There would if we did additional novels, they would obviously be in the Deep Madness universe or in Celestial. But as far as actual like Dawn of Madness books, uh there's already a crazy amount of stuff I've written for Dawn of Madness and will continue to write for Dawn of Madness. So uh, so there's already going to be so many books for Dawn of Madness that I don't think it'll be necessary. But uh so hopefully that yeah that's not to say there won't be more standalone novels. Like I'm seeing your comment here, Philip, please write more books. I appreciate that, Philip. That's fantastic. Thank you. I'm so glad you like my writing. That means the world to me. um but there absolutely will be more standalone books as we move into the future. Dawn of Madness specifically, though, I don't know. There could be a bridge novel, maybe, because there's a really interesting story to be told between Deep and Dawn, um, and I'm not sure how we're going to tell that story yet. Uh, we already have hinted at parts of it, but yeah, it's going to be yeah. Anyways, I think in writing and creating Dawn of Madness is driving you in a bit of madness. Seth, you are not wrong. It's good madness. I have thoroughly enjoyed working on Dawn of Madness. It has been a joy to make, which probably sounds very strange, but it has been. Um, and I'm very much looking forward to people getting it. Um, but yeah, so okay, so but there was another really good question here. Yeah, kill you from the start, DM. Sure, yeah, yeah, exactly. No, it won't be that bad, Philip. I don't think it'll be that bad. We've learned our lesson from Deep Madness. Too many people were like, "Why?" So, but yeah. Um, would you? Oh, here's the question. Here's the question. Would you classify Dawn of Madness as a soloable RPG? Yes and no. Hmm. Boy, that is a great question, Zimbo. Like that is a truly great question. Um Russ says I do actually have a rough outline for a prequel Dom novel. Oh, well there you go. We'll have to talk, Russ. um uh okay. So, uh I kind of get the feeling that we're moving out of Celestial and into Dawn of Madness. So, if there's any last second Celestial questions, go ahead and ask those now. And otherwise, we're going to move into Dawn of Madness because I'm noticing a lot more questions are kind of leaning that way. So ask your Celestian questions quickly if you've got them. And if not, we're going to move into Dawn of Madness here. So let's throw you somewhere. No, not there. Yeah, there. That's a good spot. No, that's a terrible spot. I'm going to be using that box in just a second. That's a terrible spot. Hmm. I, I'm currently surrounded on all sides by minis and boxes and and stuff like that. So that's why I'm having a tough time figuring out where to put this guy. Maybe back here. Yeah, back here. There's one back here. There we go. uh, okay, so there are a couple more celestial questions. Is the Celestial Genesis line going to be available again? The website went down. So Drax, I'm not on top of the hat. Yeah, the fragile resin mini. That's a great place for it. As far as the Genesis line, I don't know what the current status is there. So I mentioned earlier, I don't know that the store will be coming back. Just being perfectly frank and honest, because at this point we're really driving towards the Celestial board game, and so I'm not positive that we will bring back the Genesis line. I'm not saying it's impossible. Nothing's impossible. Um, but as I mentioned earlier in the stream, it's just it wasn't selling great, to be perfectly honest, and like pretty bad. Uh, so it, and we didn't really want to put a lot more effort into the Celestial Genesis line at this particular juncture, because there just didn't really seem to be the market there to sustain it. Um, So, does that mean that it's gone for good? No, I can't say for certain that it's gone for good. It absolutely could come back. Um, but is it gone for right now? Probably, yeah. At some point, I do hope that we can open a Dimension Games store that has a lot of different stuff in it. And at that point, maybe we could introduce Celestial Genesis minis into that store, that sort of thing. Um, but at this point, uh, I I don't know that it'll be coming back in the short term. So now, having said that, I do know Big Child Creatives had the Celestial Minis on their site at one point because they were the ones who created a lot of the. Let me just look real fast here, and I'll let you guys know if they have the Genesis Minis on there. Because I know they did at one time. Would you look at that? So these are in euros. They're not in US. But here, guys, take a look at these. One sec here. I will put the link in the description. There we go. So that is a link to Big Child Creatives. They did a lot of the Celestial minis, and it looks like they're still selling them on their site. So if you want those Genesis minis, that's where you can get them, I think. I don't know what this shipping situation is. I don't it's not us, so I can't say for sure. But oh, Bill. Okay, well, thanks for stopping by, man. And it's been a privilege and an honor having you here, my friend. So, and thanks again for all your help and everything. And best of luck with the new sound booth stuff. So, have a great rest of the day, man. Um, uh, with Davy Jones. Yeah, there we go. That's exactly where I put him. Yeah, you did get a mini and DM for Celestial. Yeah, that's how long we've been planning this game, Philip. It's been in the works for a very long time. um, but yeah, okay, so let's see here. I feel like there was a question I missed. Okay, last call for well, thanks, Bill, and you have a good evening too. Uh Last call for Celestial questions, because I'm pretty sure this next one is, yeah, this one is a Dawn of Madness question. So so Daniel is wondering, is shipping for Dawn of Madness fixed? I'm going to guess that means, is shipping going to go up before we ship it? Our goal, Daniel, is for shipping not to go up for Dawn of Madness. I mean, is there a situation where we might have to raise shipping costs? Sure, there is a situation, but we are hoping not to get in that situation. We're hoping to not have to ask for another penny for Dawn of Madness shipping. Um, but yeah, so hopefully that answers your question. Our goal is to not pay, to not ask any more from our backers. You guys already paid a ton for Dawn of Madness shipping, and I hate that you had to pay as much as you did. So yeah, our hope is um, our hope is to not have you pay any more. So okay, I think we are officially moving into Dawn of Madness. So if you guys had Dawn of Madness questions, go ahead and throw them back into the chat now. And also, what do you guys say we take a look at some stuff? So I've got a whole box of minis here. If you guys want to look at minis, I've got this brand new sample that they just sent over to me. I've even got a new component that we have not ever announced before. I should preface that it's not like it's the most exciting component. It's not like it's, but but it is new. Oh, there was a question about the RPG. Okay. So Todd, you're asking, when is the estimate on Dawn Wave 1 to be shipped, and any estimate on Wave 2? You want to see this, Dave? Russ, you want to see the thing that's all the way over there? I should have known. I don't actually have the finalized stage mini. I only have the stuff that's in the Wave 1. But if people really want to see it, I can still get I still can get it. It's just I have to get over there to get it. And as I mentioned before, I'm currently like hemmed in on every side by minis and boxes and all sorts of stuff. Go fetch. Fine. uh, okay, but first, let me answer these questions. So first, let's get back to the question that you had up here, Zimbo, because this is a really great question. Would you classify Donna Manus as a soloable RPG? Donna Manus is a very strange hybrid child thing, monster, behemoth, malformation. Uh, so yes, in a sense, it is kind of like a soloable RPG. Um, it's but it's also still a board game. So like, let's, you know what, let's um well, we can get, I'll show you guys the board in a little bit. It's at the bottom of my box. So it's a little tough to get at. But so it's still very much a board game. Like there's still a ton of board game stuff in it, but it's also kind of like mashed together with that kind of RPG story feel. Um, so it's kind of a bit of both. Like your character will advance throughout the game. So there's character progression, um, and you're fighting kind of an epic finale, kind of like in a lot of RPGs where you have kind of that big final confrontation or whatever. Lots of cards, all still wrapped. um, More cards, still wrapped. So we get to, you guys get to have a little unboxing with me on the on the on the thing here. You know, I need to free up some space here. I've got too many minis. One sec, guys. Let's move you. You guys. And okay, that helps. Okay, so anyways, so yeah, so it's kind of a weird hybrid. I'm not sure if that actually answered your question or not, but I think that's probably as close as I can get. Has RPG elements, also has lots of board gamey elements. So, okay, so that was that question down. Mike, it's great to see you, man. So, just catching you up, we've gone through Deep Madness, launching Reprint on October 11th ish, and we've gone through Celestial, so now we're on to Dawn of Madness stuff. Okay. Are you going to be in Germany in October at Essen? I personally am not. I don't know if any of the team will be or not. In years past, we have had a bit of a presence. Not a big one. Like we shared a booth with our one of our factories, Starry Games, I believe. And I don't know if we're doing that again this year or not. But potentially some members of the team could be there, but I haven't heard any word on who. So I know I'm not going to be there. But I'm also not all that there is of Dimension Games. So and some of them live closer. A lot of them are in China. So okay, so let's see. So when is the estimate on Dawn Wave 1 to be shipped and any estimate on Wave 2? So Todd, Dawn of Madness Wave 1, our goal is Q1. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, our absolute worst case scenario is going to be Q2. I don't think it's going to go that long. Having said that, as I've said before, I'm an optimist. But I think I think Q1 is probably fairly likely at this point. Um, because a lot of the areas it's we're getting into a snowball effect where everything is just getting closer, getting closer and getting closer. So, um, hemmed in by minis and boxes, good way to be. Absolutely. Anyways, uh, sorry, I'm getting off topic. I'm reading your guys' comments. I'm getting off topic. We're talking shipping. Okay, so so because we've hired the extra writers and we've hired um you know, we have a lot of people working on this thing, many more than we have um in the past, just to get everything finished up. I'm fairly confident that we'll be able to do it in a fairly timely fashion, and not in too much more time. So um as far as wave two, um wave two, I'm not sure, honestly. And anything I say is just going to be utter speculation, honestly. Um, we are con- we have a couple more writers in mind to help to start helping us out with those books. So we're hopefully going to start getting those nailed down pretty quick. And so it's not going to be like an exorbitant amount of time, I don't think. We still have to make steel molds. We still have to finalize the components and that sort of thing. And obviously, a lot of the components are tied in with the different wanderers. Um, so there's definitely we might not even know what all of the components are yet until we get the wanderers to the point where there's at least a good solid base for them. So definitely at least another year, I would say, and maybe a little bit longer, but hopefully not. Um, and once again, this is all just me just talking. I can't say any of these with 100% certainty, but I think that's probably um because once we yeah, that's probably fairly um that's probably pretty good estimate. So I mean, obviously we want to be shipping it out to people now, but we're not ready yet, and we don't want people to reach the point where, or we don't want to ship something that's half baked. So yeah, so hopefully that helps answer your question a little bit there. Um aren't you afraid that one day, surrounded by figures like you are, they will take life and attack you like in Toy Story? I mean, in a way, it's kind of the dream, right? uh, yeah, as Russ says, then in the very next one, his horror imagination would love it if they came alive. I kind of would. I won't lie. I kind of would love it if they came alive. But yeah. Anyways, are you going to be a playable in any of these games? Philip. So this is actually are you going to be playable in any of these games? Definitely not Dawn of Madness. That is way too much work to put in on me. um I don't know. Like, I almost made it into the last Deep Madness reprint, but we realized we really couldn't do any more minis in that campaign. So we'll see. I mean, it's not off the table or anything. I'll say it at that. We'll see. If I am gonna end up in one, it would be Deep Madness. Uh I doubt it would be in Celestial. But Celestial is looking great. Well, thanks, Jim, and it's good to see you too. um Any chance you have the special add-on tokens to show? Oh man, I wish I did, Russ. I wish I did. That would be so stinking awesome. But no, I don't have the metal tokens. Those are still over in China with the rest of the team. Um, are you going to be at Adepticon? Probably not, Drax. I'm sorry to say. We're really focused right now on getting as much done as we possibly can, and so as quick as we can. So hopefully, at some point in the near future, read next year or the year after, I'll be able to start getting to more cons. I would love to be able to get to more cons and meet more of you guys face to face and that sort of thing. I would love it. Gen Con is so much work, but it's also so much fun. So I would love to be able to get to more cons and meet you in person. Um, Probably not in the near future though. um, for starters, we don't have any booths registered, so um, okay. Anyways, I know you brought on new writers. Once they have done draft versions, will you still have creative control of the overall story so your vision doesn't disappear? Yes, I will have to a certain degree some creative control, and I will do the final edit still. So, and the team still has a lot of input too. So even in the stuff I've been doing, the team has obviously been a huge input on everything I do. Everything I do runs through Roger, runs through Chauncey, it runs through Cherry. So, and it's the same with the other writers. Everything's running through Cherry and Roger. And so even though if I'm not directly involved right now, it's still moving through the other members of the team and they're still vetting everything as it comes through. Having said that, I will also be doing the final edit and I will still be putting my own spin on stuff. So I will not disappear from the other writer's work, if that makes sense. One of Byron's arms will put into the Kraken centipede. There you go, Russ. For a whole 10 seconds, you'd love it. Well, I mean, Mike, okay, so, but the hat is class. um, uh, sorry, guys. Yeah. Uh, Himley. Oh, Anders, it's good to see you, my friend. Uh, the party has started. Himley is here. Uh, um, but okay, so for a whole 10 seconds, you love, yeah, but they'd be 10 wonderful seconds. Will there be a pledge to just buy all the big new redone Deep Madness bosses? Yes, Zimbo, there will be. It's the just get the Madness Reborn expansion. That's all the new bosses plus a few new scenarios, and you're good to go. Kraken Centipede isn't complete unless it's got a Byron fedora. Yes, that would be fantastic. The giant Kraken Centipede with a festive little fedora on top. Okay. Could you show some cards with AI made art? The art you showed in the latest update was really cool, but I'm interested in how it looks on the actual cards. I cannot, unfortunately, Jakini, because I don't have any here with me. So what I can show, so I've got these Coda cards here. Here, unboxing them. Unbox. Oh no, come back. There it is. There it is. Oh yeah, beautiful. So I can show you guys just normal Coda cards. Here, let's see if I can get to focus on the card. Maybe, kind of. Not really. That's not doing a very good job. It kind of is, but the lighting's bad, so the art's not showing up. Oh well. Anyways, so I don't have any of the AI art, and honestly there isn't a whole lot of it at this point. Most of what we've been doing is still strictly oh, good night, Doriana. Thanks for being here. And it's always a pleasure to be here, especially with good news. So um but yeah, thanks for stopping by. It's been great having you hang out with us. Um, but yeah, so there's as far as the AI stuff, there's not a whole lot of it at this point. I will imagine that there's probably going to be more of it as we move forward, because it's great for kind of the filler stuff. Now, for like actual monsters and people and that sort of stuff, uh, in those cases, we're always going to have to use real people because it's hard to capture specifics in. Just undid another pack. I was looking for some more Coda cards to show you guys. Oh, Marquis! Hey, good to see ya. Um, but yeah, so there's um, not a whole lot of the AI art, and it's all just kind of filler, and it will continue to just be kind of filler. We'll still have our main artists doing stuff. Oh, I know there's. Oh, yeah. Here's 2 more packs of little cards. So all sorts of packs of cards, and this is just like the sample, guys. This is not all the cards you're getting. So, let's see here. Any of these look like they've got. Oh yeah, here we go. This has Codas in it. Opening another pack. I thought I had Codas. Where are you, Codas? Here we go. Yeah, here's some Codas. It was gone. Hate it when those bed sheets inject themselves into your head and okay. Okay, so Himley, real fast. Oh, okay. So this will kind of answer your question too, Drax. I'll kind of answer both in one big fell swoop. Okay. Reprint of Deep Madness, launching probably around October 11th. And the okay, well, thanks so much for hanging out with us for so long, Jordale. It's been fantastic. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us for holy crud, we've been going for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Dang. Yes, the goodness, I'm getting distracted again. Let's back up a little bit. Deep Madness reprint, October 11th ish, might be a day or two different in there, but around that time frame. And it's going to have a new expansion. Oh shoot, what I just covered up in Donna Madness stuff. Nope, that's Donna Madness. Where's the box? It's here somewhere. Here it is. So a new expansion, Madness Reborn, with a bunch of cool new minis and new scenarios in it and stuff. They're redone epic monsters. There's also an upgrade kit, which to your question, Drax, the upgrade kit is entirely redone rule books, room tiles, cards, and punch boards. So basically all of those paper-based components are going to be redone in the upgrade kit, and obviously that will then be in the core game as well. So yeah, and it is different from the second edition Drax. It's not a straight across reprint. We're updating a lot of stuff in it. Having said that, it's also not 100% necessary. If you've already got the original Deep Madness and you're perfectly happy with your copy, then you're good to go. I mean, it's not like there's going to be, yeah, you're not going to be missing out on tons if you decide not to go with the upgrade kit. It's just a great quality of life improvement. Anyways, oh, Zimbo, it was great to see you, and thanks for stopping by and for all your great questions. So I hope we get a chance to talk again soon, and have a great night. Okay, so there's a lot of body horror in your writing. What are your influences? What is your worst body horror fear? Oh gosh. Those are fantastic questions. And oh man. Greatest body horror fear. You know what? I hate to say this, but I think I'm going to have to pass on this question. It's a fantastic question. I love this question. I want to answer it. But I also know we've been going for almost 3 hours and I haven't shown much of Dawn of Madness. So I think I need to streamline. Oh, but man, it is a great question, Darren. If we get chance, let's come back to it. Okay. Okay, Gracia, the Dom PM still open? Yes, it is. Um, well, yes and no. So, if your order is closed, and get in touch with me, and I will try to open it. Um, if you or I can help you add stuff to your pledge. Um, if you're haven't finalized your pledge, you can still do that. And if you're late pledging, you can still do that too. So there's still time to get in on Dawn of Madness, or if you miss something or that sort of thing. Absolutely. Is this straight to retail or another Kickstarter? It'll be another Kickstarter, Drax. Yes, it'll be launching on, like I mentioned, October 11th ish, right around there. I just hope that Celestial can be played solo. Your hopes are answered, Marquis. It can indeed. Need ways to give you money, Byron. So quality of life are always appreciated. Well, thanks, Sibley. I appreciate that. It's great to, yeah. We appreciate you. We're here for you, Byron, not Dom. Ah, well, thanks, Marquis. I think some people might disagree with you, though. Any plans on you guys printing the community scenario books? Yeah. Well, Himley. Okay, so the scenarios that are in Madness Reborn are done by Phil. So they're done by Phil. They're done by Seth, Fabio, Oscar, and some other. Yeah, those are in Madness Reborn. So yeah, in answer to your question. Okay. Anyways, let's get back to some Dawn of Madness stuff. So, okay, so new component. I keep promising you guys the new component. It's not real fancy, it's not real flashy, but it's still pretty cool. So, so we have officially broken down. There is now going to be a pad in Dawn of Madness. So the reason for this pad is we realized a couple things. First of all, we didn't want to limit how many Coda cards people could use, which is these little guys, and these help you upgrade during the game. And we also realized it was getting to be kind of difficult to manage what all your different resource levels were. So that's what this guy's for. It's going to show you different resources. Then on the back, it's got some player aid stuff on it. So yeah, so this is the new component. Okay, not real big, not real fancy, not, but this will definitely help for keeping track of your different levels as you progress through the game, because they will be changing a lot. So, and then let's see. Any particular components you guys want to see? I'm guessing people want to see minis. Here's dice. Let's take a look at some dice. How to show these? Well, I guess I could just do this here. Maybe. Well, don't look at my face. Look at the dice. Look at the dice. The fancy shiny dice. Let's see if this will work. No, fancy shiny dice. Look at the dice. Oh, come on. All right, well, here's another world die. Let's see if it'll do it one at a time. Maybe. Otherworld die. Here is a red sentience die. Yeah, no, still fuzzy. Dang it. Yeah, I guess right there. About as good as we're gonna get. So And you get a whole slew of dice in the game. I mean, I realized we covered some of this stuff in the videos we released too, but here's Emily's book. Now, I will say I'm trying to get them to change the cover on it. Why not simply use Tesseract shaped die instead? That's a great question, Marquis. These are cheaper. Yeah, the camera has no love of dice. It's just not, just not loving it. Okay. So, so I'm trying to get them to try this in matte because I'm not entirely sold on the glossy, and I think it would look pretty cool in matte. But so here's Emily's storybook. Here's kind of inside it here. So you've got a table of contents. You've got a little bit of info about Emily, and then it just jumps right into encounters. And it's probably okay if it doesn't focus on this because that would be spoilers. Oh, it did focus on this. But so there's lots and lots and lots of encounters. And then near the end, you're going to get into some specific stuff on different endings. So like say the Static Symphony, that's ending A, Black Regret and Numbness Cured, and then Through Darkness Churning. So this is pretty darn close to what you guys will be getting as far as Emily's, though I am trying to get them to make a couple changes on the cover, potentially. You've got, well, okay, these aren't really, okay, let's see. It's focusing on the Celestial box? Well, that's not what I wanted at all. Oh, man. Okay. So will Dom come with its own forklift? You wish. No. The sentience cubes, which are officially called sentience markers because you can replace them with like metal tokens or whatever, but I mean, these aren't real fancy or different or whatever. But okay, we've got some character dashboards. Can we make it move? Oh, that's not a snake. That's a chest burster, Marquis. I'm surprised you didn't know that. Okay, but here are some dashboards. Let's see if I can get to focus. Okay, great, it did. So this is Linus's dashboard, front and back. Though the story is not finalized on that. Apparently it didn't get here in time for the new sample. Here's, come on, focus. You just had it. Why'd you lose it? There. Okay, so Emily's dashboard, front and back. And Claude's. And Catherine's. Come on, Catherine. Focus. Well, anyways. And okay. Is there going to be, oh, okay, so this is back to Deep Madness, I think, again. Seth is asking, is there going to be hardcover versions for all the scenario books? It's something I am trying to talk the team into. Thus far, they have not complied with my wishes. I hate to say it. But, and the reason being is, once again, we're so focused on getting Dawn of Madness done, and we're so focused on getting Celestial ready that we don't want to spend a lot of time on other stuff. So that's a big part of the reason. But nothing's impossible, and I still think it could potentially be possible for people to talk other members of the team into it. We'll have to see. But my hope and dream would be for there to be hardcover versions of the books. Or actually, no, one hardcover book that rules them all. um, would be my dream. But in the final boss for the ritual, is that based on your Lototep? Well, of course it is. Yep, definitely. Just like the stage is based on um, King in Yellow and Carcosa and so on and so forth. Absolutely. Um, uh, could you put some t-shirts in the Oh, you know what, Himley? That's a that's a great question. So I've actually been working on some t-shirts, such as this one. Though the newest version, this is like the first one I did. I took off the DG logo. But yeah, so I'm what I'm trying to do is create a Redbubble store for us. So if you guys have art that you want on t-shirts, or if you have art that you want on yeah, that was another thing I was going to talk about. Thanks for the reminder. But so if there's art you want on foam cases or whatever, let me know and I can throw that into Redbubble, and we can look at getting that up, and then people can have whatever art from Deep or Dawn or Celestial they want. So yeah, that's something I've been kind of putzing away on in my spare time. Um, will the Dom books be in hardcover? Oh, I completely misunderstood. I don't know that if they will at this point, but who knows in the future? It would be awesome if they were in the future. Absolutely awesome. But as of right now, we're not going to be adding anything new to this campaign. That would be a nightmare that no one wants. But for future reference, yes, that would be awesome. Player boards are cool. Yeah, I like the player boards a lot. So they've got they're double layered, so you've got like a nice recess there, and you're going to be storing your and all this will make a lot more sense once you guys see the rule book, which will be very shortly. But you're going to be storing your different sentience resources on it like that. Trying to do it so they don't fall off, but you can still see them. And then you're going to be able to spend these domains, that's what they're called, throughout the game. So and each one will do different things too. So if you guys want me to get into nitty gritty stuff, I can, or we can just keep it very surface level. It's up to you guys. Yeah, up to you guys. But yes, I also like the player boards quite a bit. Yeah, those books will wear and tear like crazy. Yeah, I could totally see your point there, Seth. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I was also kind of trying to get people to go like spiral bound with them, but the team felt it kind of felt cheap, and they weren't a big fan of it. So yeah, they didn't want to go for that. But yeah, but yeah, absolutely. And like I mentioned before earlier, well, this is quite a bit earlier, so it could be a lot of people missed it. I'm hoping to get an audio version of Dawn of Madness going at some point. I don't know when that's going to be. I don't know what shape it's going to take, but that is the hope and the goal. And I've got Jeff with Sound Booth Theater, who we already have a relationship with, that I'd love to work with him on it, or um, maybe Jeff combined with the Dized app or something like that, so that you could first of all read it in the app, but then you could also hear the narration for it. So I think if we're able to do that, that could also save on some of that wear and tear for those books. But yeah. Okay, let's see here. So he says Christmas mind going to more important stuff. The kids don't need presents. What are you kidding? uh, Yeah, I hear you on that, Himley. So yeah, that's certainly my hope is to be able to get all that into a. Are you selling the fake cassette with the USB for Shattered Seas, or is that just a mock-up for audiobook? Uh, it's real. It's a real thing. Okay, where did it go? That's a good question. Oh dear. No, that's absolutely real. Though maybe it was just a figment of my imagination because I'm not sure where it went. But dang, where'd it go? Too much stuff to show. Hmm. Anyways, no, that's definitely real. And if you reach out to me, yeah, exactly, Lost in the Madness. Um, I can forward your info to Jeff. Jeff at Sound Booth, he's got all of those. I've only got my personal copy, but man, because I know there's people who didn't see it. Dang it. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it's just gone. Hmm. Anyways, send me your info and I'll send that over to Jeff and we'll figure out a way for you to get one. We thought about maybe we thought about him giving me a few to sell, but um, by the time we thought about that, we were several states away and yeah. So, anyways. uh yeah, too much to show is a good problem to have. Exactly. It's way better than not having anything. Uh, but yeah, that is very much a real thing and it really works and it really does have the entire audiobook on it and it's awesome. um Man, that's gonna bug me now. Where on earth? Huh. All right. Well, anyways, you know what? I'm getting distracted again. We should be looking at Dawn of Madness stuff. So we've got a bunch of these. Oh, come on, focus. Oh, dang it. Okay, focus. Ah, come on. You're not gonna do it, are you? You're focusing on the box again. Ah! Okay, so this is a terror card. And so each terror is going to get one of these, regardless of if they're a malformation or one of the different terrors. So you've got, let's see, health. Nope, nope, health. And mental capacity that they have. This is how much they're going to be able to use. And then you've got, oh no, I'm going the wrong way. I can't see on my computer screen. Uh, anyways, but yeah. So, and then existence, which is how much you're going to get when you defeat the monster. Then they have their own activation track on the side. So they would always default to their top one. And then if they can't do their top one, they would move down to their next one. And then on the back, you've got their flavor text, their bios, and it's pretty much that way. Here's some of the faces of the sphere cards if you guys wanted to see those. I don't know if you do or not, but so here's Randy's and Roman, and they've got new bios and flavor text on the back there too. Samuel, Ward, let's see here, final boss card too. Final boss cards only have a picture on the back because their story is so entwined with the narrative that you really don't need bio on the back for those. And let me know if you guys want me to go into any more detail on anything. Okay, so I haven't shown off the Dawn of Madness yet, Himley. So I will be getting to that in just a sec. Token or stands for the bottom of standees, if you prefer standees. Oh, come on. Here are punch boards. We'll take a look at some of those, and then we'll look at the game board, and then I'll show you guys some minis. Come on. I put this in here poorly. Mistakes were made. Come on. Boy, you don't want to come out, do you? Why not? It's because I'm on camera, isn't it? That's why you don't want to come out. You're just here to drive me crazy. Heck. This has never happened before. This is new. This is curious. This is exciting. Ah, there we go. Okay. So, punch boards. Let's look at these first. And there will be a couple more sheets of punch board when you get Dawn of Madness. But here's a look at them. Here's the stop it. Stop there. Thank you. Lots of cool tokens and standees and such. Let's look at the board. It's a big board. It's a very big board. Here we go. Can you see it? Wait. There. So, let's see. Where's my finger? I'm kind of trying to look through the edge here. So, where my pinky is right there, that is the malocapacity track. On the other side here, these are the ending finale trackers. So, you get one for each ending that you're working towards. And then at the bottom, you have the turn order track. So that's the game board. It's big. Yeah, it's big. Yeah. Edward, I had my kids. I don't know how old your daughter is. My kids are younger, but obviously they're not normal kids. So they both very much enjoyed the Sound Booth audiobook. I do love the art. Really, yep. I'm looking forward to you getting it. It is a big board. Yep. Very cool. Sounds like story narrative is very integrated. Oh, minis. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, let's take a look at some minis. Oh, I didn't show world shards or anything. Okay, well, that's okay. I can show them after. I can show them after minis. That's okay. There's still time. Not really. We've been going for over 3 hours. There's not really time left. Okay. So, once you take out the lid, you are greeted, first of all, with handy little sheets showing you where to put them all. And there's one for each level. Oh, and then this shows what each character's name is. So if you're wondering what character is which. Like, say, if you're going through the game and you have been told to get this many, there's a sheet for that. And numbers. So that'll be nice. So we've got tray 1 of minis. No, you can look, Mike. You can look. Oh, unless it, yeah, I mean, you know, if it's FOMO or whatever, but so let's look at a no, let's pull them all out first. So that's tray 1. This is tray 2. Don't focus. Focus on the minis. There. That celestial box is a problem, isn't it? All right, let's just turn that. There we go. All right. And here's tray 3 of minis. So let's take a look. Let's start with a couple from tray 1. And if you guys have any specifics you want to look at, let me know. Because otherwise I'll just pull out some of my favorites. Such as Symptom Bile. I always really like that little guy. And let's see here. One of the Penitents. And one of the vessels. Let's see. Let's do this vessel. This vessel's cool. Nope, don't look at me. There, looking at the mini. And let's see. Let's get into some malformations. So there's little colored bases for the Wanderers you can put on. If you so choose. You don't have to, obviously. I'll just skip the number 2s because those are normally pretty. But there's Emily's second malformation. And here's the 3rd. And let's do a couple of Claude's malformations. This is his number 2. And his number 3. And we've got a couple of Catherines. Nope, don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm a particular fan of her 3rd one there. And Linus's. Here's Linus's number 2. And Linus is number 3. One of my favorite minis in the entire game. I love it so much. So much. Okay. Going back through comments real fast. There's a will, there's a way, and I've got plenty of will. Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Yeah, they look really good, and well, Anders / Himley. I'm really happy, like with the red and the darker gray. They all look really good. I mean, obviously, I'm jaded. Or not jaded. I'm biased. But I'm pretty happy with them. Okay, let's move on to level 2. I need a painting course first. Okay, so Alec, I see your comment there. So I'm trying to kind of go through games one at a time. We covered Deep Madness news earlier. However, reprint campaign coming October 11th ish, right around there, 10th or 11th, somewhere in there. And there's going to be a new expansion in it called Madness Reborn with some awesome big minis. And there's going to be it's going to have 7 new scenarios in it too, and there's going to be an upgrade kit in it or in the campaign as well if you want to upgrade Deep Madness to the newest and greatest. So not necessary, but it's there if you want it. Okay, let's keep going. I mean, you can keep the bank account number to yourself, Mike, and we'll figure it out another way. That's too much power. Okay, so let's look at let's look at a mongrel. How about that? Mongrel. Where's that white paper? Might show up better against the white paper. Oh no, it's buried. It's buried. Ah, here it is. Okay. I don't know. Does this help? Maybe it does. Let's look at another mongrel because they're pretty messed up. I like them. Yep, getting rid of that celestial box. That was the key, wasn't it? Okay, so let's go for... oh, shoot. What are these guys called? Vivisections, I think. I don't know why I can't remember its name. Nope, there. And, oh! This one is Prolapse. I liked that name. Okay, let's pull out a Rage. Marquis. True story. You do know it's me. Let's pull out. Let's pull out a couple of Rages. Here's Rage Aggression. And okay. There we go. And another Rage, because why not? They're cool. They're creepy. They're awesome. Let's do some masquerades. Here is a Masquerade Bliss with her little Bliss babies. And her little Bliss babies are going to shoot off all across the board and bring bliss, happiness, and joy to everyone who they come in contact with. Masquerade Freedom. And let's see. Impotent. cool. I'm glad you like them, Philip. And yes, Ravenous in DM are always fun. And Dawn of Madness. The Ravenous. I don't think I have the Ravenous. Do I have the Ravenous? I might have. That name might have changed too. So that's some from second level. Let's move on to level 3. These are the fun ones. Start with Spider Lady. In all her glory. And then we've got, let's do Mama's Boy. I'll probably do all of these guys because they're all awesome. And notice the little baby up in there. So it's Mama and Boy. Birth. See if you can figure out why it's called Birth. Oh, this is a tinier one, but sure, we'll still show her. Woman in a Coat. The what did we end up calling this one? The Human Pitcher, I think. Or the human it's not just called the plant anymore. Its name changed a little bit to reflect the fact that the human planter. That's it. The human planter. And fire. And let's see. Now let's get into the big ones. You guys need to bring out a breakfast food. With my private browser. Oh no. Oh dear. Okay, here is Renaissance. I'm a huge Renaissance fan. I love Renaissance. This is why it's coming in at our number 3 pick. Oh, that one's so big, though. We'll do that one last. My personal favorite, but also only going to be coming in at number 2 because it's a little smaller. Eminent Glory. You might recognize her from her previous work in Linus's Back. And last, but certainly not least, we've got Twin Sister. Yeah. There she is. All her glory. Okay, so that's some minis. And if I missed one that you were specifically interested in, let me know, and I will pull that one out. That's pretty gross. Love it. Yeah, I hear you there, Darren. Okay, let's clear. Let's clear some space. Oops, missed a couple. I could afford only one single 1/1 scale Dom Mini. The fact that you could afford any is pretty impressive. Okay. Yes, yes. The storage stuff looks really good. Here's the box. I don't know if I actually showed this off or not, but this is the Otherworld box. And yeah. So let's see. What did I not show you guys? I didn't show you world shards. I don't know if people care about world shards or not. They're here somewhere. My world is a mess. Here we go. Here's world shards. And also abominations and lineage cards. So these are the world shards. These are what you're actually playing the game on. These are all of Emily's. And on the back are the finale encounters. So in each finale, there will be... each world shard is good for 2 different finales. So in this case, it's ending A and ending B. And on the cards here, these you're going to use to get new resources. You're also going to use, or called domains. Also, monsters are going to pull from these too. So they're not always going to be your friend. This shows a number that will be reflected whenever you spawn something. So if you roll a 2, you would go to 2. And here is the world shard encounter down here at the bottom. And that is the first encounter you can get into on this world shard. So now I've kind of gone over them. And then the title of the place is at the top. I'll just quickly run through these, because I'm sure you guys have seen these before. It's not like it's anything really new or fancy, but... Bisselmaw, that's probably my favorite of hers, in the chair. Each wanderer is going to have this chair, because they tie in with different areas in pertaining to the Golden Dawn and to the Otherworld and stuff. So the chair is normally where the weirdest stuff will happen. Maybe. I mean, who knows? Maybe not. There's an awful lot of weird stuff. These are Abomination cards. Oops, that's the back. So on this side over here, you've got the track. And then when you get to... okay, in this case, it's the top one. This would be the confrontation card. So you would go to the confrontation card to do this particular ability for this monster. And then if you can't do that, you'd move to the next and move to the next. Its health is here. It has a passive effect that will take effect throughout the entire time it's alive. And over here on this side, this is if you're using Devour tokens, it would be up here. And if a wanderer dies, which they will, it'll show up here. Then on the back, it shows what's going to happen if you succeed or lose against this abomination. So just different cards here. And each one has their own confrontation card deck. So that action, wherever it says resolve the active confrontation card, you're going to have like 11 different cards, I believe, for each different malformation. So it's a little bit of info on that. We've got a lineage card here. So this will activate if you lose against an abomination. And let's see. So those are a lot of the bigger components. Because they're all tied down to the chair. Well, okay, so actually they're not. So like it would make sense for them to be, but they all come into the other world and they're all a part of a different experiment in different ways. So yeah, real doll of madness, tentacles not included. Yeah, so they're not all like literally tied to a chair. Like Emily comes through the abomination, the asylum that she works in. It just kind of translates over, and Catherine comes through her own very unique way, which I won't spoil. And so they all kind of make their way into the other world through different experiments and through different entrances. So let's see here. We've got more cards. Oh, okay. So these are why can't I think of the word? Because my mind is shot. That's why. Existence cards. These are existence cards. So these are you're going to use these to upgrade your character or upgrade your wanderer as you're playing through the game. And some of them are locked, and you have to unlock them through different encounters. Those are going to look, they're going to be red, and on the back there's going to be chains. So you'll unlock those through exploring the different stories. Let's see here. Oh, domain cards. These are fun. These are basically item cards, like from Deep Madness. Let's take a look at these guys. These are fun. They're well, they're sort of item cards. So, oh, come on, there. So that's an anatomical drawing. This is the fresh scalpel, the bloody scalpel, the circular saw, the straitjacket, this fluffy stuffed bunny rabbit, the nurse uniform, the butcher knife, 44 Magnum, the purifying sensor, a natural anesthetic, because you just can't have normal anesthetic in a place like this, the neural scanner, the lost compass, the cross pendant, the cursed doll, the rusty Bowie knife, the sacred text, the fetal specimen, the 35mm camera, first aid kit, flickering flashlight, esoteric symbol, hand-drawn map, homespun medicine, consuming fire, holy water, magnifying glass. You kind of get the drift here. Meat hook, feverish scribblings, rough sketch. Let's see, where are the good ones? Dwindling painkillers, tarnished lighter, cracked pocket watch, sacrificial dagger. Sacrificial dagger, that one's fun. The uncanny coin, dental forceps, the flaring torch, treasured teeth, because who doesn't treasure all their teeth? The twisted candle, the eldritch seed, and maybe my personal favorite, the unknown injection. Nope. There we go. So those are some of the domain cards you guys will get. Is there enough space in the box to sleeve all cards? I believe there is, Daniel. Um, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that they are working on an insert that will allow for sleeved cards. Because this would be a project to sleeve all of this, but but yeah, uh, but yeah, I believe that is the case. These are kind of almost spoilers, but not quite. They have cool art. I don't think I'm going to show you guys these ones. These are kind of spoilery. I mean, not really. Not really. But they're the cards you get when you finish, when you successfully complete an ending. I'll take a day off, no problem. Okay, so here is one of the confrontation cards I was telling you guys about. So here's the back, showing which abomination it goes for. And then on the front, up at the top, this is what you'll get if you hurt the abomination. These are what you'll have to roll against to hurt the abomination. And down here, you've got health. This is how much health will be subtracted from the abomination if you hurt it using this card. And here's how many devour tokens this card will spawn if you're using the devour rules. Then this is the action it would do if this card is nope, don't see my face. If this card is pulled up on the confrontation. Will Dom be released before the end of time? Yes, Marquis, I can guarantee you it will be released before the end of time. See, so those are all pretty much similar. So I won't go through all those. Let's see. I think I showed you guys how many of the domains or the codas did I show you guys? I don't know if I showed you many codas. So you get these after completing many encounters, and each one is going to change the way your wanderer works. That's why we instituted this new tablet, so that you could keep track of your coda cards. And your different values and how many dice you're going to roll and so on and so forth. So don't look at me, look at the cards. Okay. So I'll just go through these really quick. Each one has unique art on it. And this is where a lot of the art is going to go, is on these cards. So this will give you, I mean, I suppose this could be considered spoilers, but we've already showed you guys all this art anyways, so, or some of it at least. Yeah, so each one is its own little piece of the story, essentially. And each one messes with you in a specific way. And then on the back of each coda card, you can also use these domains. You can only use a coda card once for this. But each of these domains across the bottom here, you can roll to help you defeat the abomination using a confrontation, or when you're in a confrontation with it. Let's see here. Realize this is not quite as exciting as oh, okay. Yes, I I see what you're getting at there, Himley. That's yeah, Philip, please do go ahead and contact me about Drifter King t-shirt, and I'll see what I can do about getting that up and on the Redbubble store. You know what? While I'm thinking about that, I'll go ahead and just throw a link to the Redbubble store in the comments. It's not like fully open yet or whatever, because first of all, I have to, there's a couple of the pieces of art I have to change in a couple of different ways. But second, I think we have to add like one more piece or something like that. Um, but let me just real fast here see if I can find it, and then I'll just throw that link in the comments. I was kind of hoping to have this ready to go today too for you guys, but time is what it is. And this is definitely just like a little side project thing. This is not a yeah, there's not much in there yet. But if people are interested, I can always throw something in. Okay, here we go. Um, Yep. So there we go. And yeah, so yeah, just let me know, guys, what you want in there. If there's something specific you want, like you can order posters in there, you can order like canvas art. You can there's lots of cool stuff in there. Like I said, some of it is not finished. I still have to finish some of it, but um yeah. And I'm honestly not even sure if the store's like officially open because I there's not enough stuff in there, but um yeah, so there you go. A musical box could have been a cool add-on. Indeed. The art story and link to Lovecraft got me very much in these games. Well, cool. Yeah. Uh, I mean, probably most of us. um, okay. Anything else? We've been going for almost 4 hours, guys, so we should probably wrap up. Oh, dang, we've been going for almost 4 hours. Uh, um, any other stuff you guys want to cover or go over with Dawn and Madness stuff or anything else? We'll throw the floor open and we'll do a couple minutes more questions, and then I think we'll call it quits for today. If there's something I didn't show you and you want to see it, let me know. Oh, curveball. Any info on Twisted Fables? So yeah, so it's I played Deep Math Scenario 1 and died t-shirt. That's what would be even better is that I played it and survived. That like only 10 people would be able to wear that shirt. But not true, not true. But um yeah, so Twisted Fables. So content is currently in the works. They're working on new fables. They're working on new stuff, new modes, new cool mechanics and things. Um, Bidding for my left kidney starts in 2 hours. uh, um, but anyway, so yeah, it's being worked on. It's going to be a little ways out. So because so we've got the Deep Madness reprint. We still have to obviously finish up Dawn of Madness, and we have to do Celestial. So those are like our three big main focuses right now. So then after that, I will imagine we'd get back to Twisted Fables because there is more coming, and there is more cool stuff happening. It's just uh, I just saw I played with one Deep Madness scenario more than 35 times. Totally beat it a few times. You have my sympathies, Philip. Uh, Watch the whole Dom live stream. Oh man, that would have been that's a feat right there. um, did I miss when Celestial is going to be on Kickstarter? So Philip, um, probably, probably, I want to say around Q1, Q2, definitely. Of next year. Um, I lean towards Q1, but it might slip to Q2 depending how everything goes with Dawn of Madness. But there's a ton of work already done on the game, and obviously all the minis are, or a good chunk of the minis are already done. Um, so yeah, that's probably going to be Q1 or Q2. So keep an eye out for that. And we'll definitely, I'm going to start um, trickling out more information as I've got it about Celestial and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's gonna be good. Um, I get one of those along with a DM scenario one. Yep. Um, well, thanks for hanging out with me, Philip, and thanks to all of you guys for hanging out. um it's my pleasure, and I really do appreciate you guys being with us, and um uh being there on our games and enjoying our games, enjoying stuff we're making, and and taking the time to hang out with me. So that's awesome. Thanks so much, guys. Any other quick questions? Throwing it out there real fast, and then we'll wrap this thing up. My son wants Redbubble swag. Nice. I'll try to get more of it in there. um, yeah, you bet, Darren. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, man. I appreciate it. Same right back to you, Jim. I can't wait for it to get to you either. So yeah, thank you, Daniel. All right, guys. Well, I think if there's not anything else, 3 minutes and 47 seconds could be a record. I'm not saying it's a record, but it could be a record. So, but we had a ton to show, and will we ever return to the good timeline? Oh man, I sure hope so, Marquis. uh, Yeah, well, Himley, so I mean, hopefully we'll get a few more in. I mean, obviously I'm doing some upgrades here. I've got an actual mic, I've got an actual camera. Um and so maybe next time I can do like Russ had mentioned doing like a uh a top down camera for minis and that sort of stuff, and I think that's a really great idea. So I'm going to see if I can do that. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do more of them. And also with the campaign coming up, I'm sure I'll be doing at least one or two. So um, yeah, so keep an eye out for those. That'll be pretty soon. I will, Mike, and thank you. It's a pleasure as always, my friend. Um, yeah, thanks, Todd, and thanks for looking out for those campaigns. Appreciate it. Okay, awesome. Sounds good, Himley. Would like the second camera. Yeah, me too, Daniel. Honestly, I've been running short on time, so hey, we've got this, so that's great. But yeah, yeah, definitely for in the future there. Oh, Jim, you really? Oh, very cool. Well, at the very least, yeah, definitely maybe send me an email or something, and let's stay in touch. Um, and yeah, I'll let you know if we need more help or whatever for Gen Con, um or whatever. So yeah, that's very cool that you live near Indianapolis. Um yeah, then you could just go home at night. You wouldn't even have to crash at a crappy Airbnb. But yeah, so yeah, let's definitely stay in touch on that. It's normally like early in the year that we start talking a little bit about Gen Con and that sort of stuff. So, um, but at the very least, hopefully we'll get to see you. So, um, but yeah, so, and yes, yeah, thanks. I'm glad it was still awesome, Daniel. So, okay, guys. Well, we are now at 3 minutes and 50 or 3 hours and 50 minutes. So I think we'll wrap it up. But thanks so much everyone for being here and for sticking around. And if you missed stuff, go back, watch the recording of it because there's a lot of information. I tried after a while, not at the start, but after a while, I tried to break it down by game. So Deep Madness, then Celestial, then Dawn of Madness. So yeah, if you missed something, head on back because there's probably some cool minis or that sort of thing to show you. So, um, and you too, Himley, you stay safe too, and have a great rest of the day. I don't know what time it is at your in your neck of the wood. Maybe it's middle of the night. It probably is middle of the night. I'm pretty sure it's middle of the night for you. So you should go to bed. Yeah, it's 2 there. That's what I thought. This is really late for you. You should go to bed. Oh goodness. Oh man, at 4 hours and all in pledge for free of for all the followers. I should probably hang up now, Fabio. Oh dang guys. Well, thanks for sticking around so late. Oh man. Well, have, sleep well and may only the nightmares you want haunt your dreams. I am always in bed, says Marky. All right. Yeah, exactly. I stop at 3:59. That's right, Fabio. All right, guys. Well, oh, Fabio, you need to get me a picture still, my friend. I need that for the campaign page. I wasn't kidding. So, anyways, um, all right. Well, stay safe, everyone. Have a great week, and we will talk with you guys all very, very soon. And bye for now.